The combat, that's not an instant or sorcery, so I'm not going to cast it. Post combat, and then end phase. I do not have a profit, so I'm going to make a profit.
Yep, and I got nothing else, so Primeval comes in. My beautiful boy.
Basically, scry 1, question mark, profit.
Okay, and that is the end of both y'all's turns?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so technically, and I'll go over this just to make sure that you understand how the Wayfarer stuff works. Technically, all this stuff that I was supposed to read to you is supposed to happen on my first turn, but I went ahead and read it to you ahead of time anyway, just so that you can get set up. Because when the scrivener's turn starts, that's when the scenes open, that's when things get set up and the beacons come out and all that.
Got it. The dramatic reveal.
Yes, like this is the dramatic reveal. So I went ahead a little bit early on that. I kind of wanted to just explain more things to the stream.
So, what would have happened if, let's say, I had a Raging Goblins?
And you were able to attack?
Yes.
I guess you just hit me for damage instead of, because the scene hadn't opened yet, right? So I would take the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's probably what would have happened there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miafis says the first scene starts right away, not on the first turn.
Oh, I'm entirely wrong. I keep reading, I keep reading comments from my other Wayfarer members in various different chats, and I'm getting confused a bit. So I apologize. Yeah. So yes, the scene already would be there. So yeah, you'd be able to do that.
Okay, so every subsequent scene though is on your turn. So like, if we kill you or if we destroy the beacon somehow,
yeah,
it's on your next turn that the scene pops.
We'll get to that when we get there. I want to explain things as I want to explain things as we go along, so that way things aren't kind of like you're just trying to process a bunch of information all at once. I'd rather go things over as we get to them. So you played your profit, you played your cards, you played your lands. That's great. You got your primeval. Great drawing there. Love it. Amazing.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Yes. So just to clarify, the description. The actual flavor text here was supposed to happen on the first turn, not the starting of the scene itself, just to clarify. So the thing that says Kazmina told you to use the beacons, that I'm supposed to read on my first turn. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Yeah. So we got the last essence lands here. So I'm technically not supposed to have one of those on my start of my turn. I already have my, I do believe it's 4 cards I'm supposed to draw. Yeah. And so the cool thing, so the way that Scrivener turns work are different than regular people's turns. And how that works is I have an untap step. So if I had things to untap, I would untap them. I have an upkeep step. Things work on upkeep just like they normally do. But when we get to the draw step, that's actually different, which is I don't draw for turn. And the reason for that is because I actually get to play up to a specific number of cards for free. And we do this in a kind of a horde mode style way that, like Coach might be used to, where we're trying to basically give more of a challenge right off the bat to our players, to our Wayfarers. And by playing those cards, I can put those out, and the longer the game goes on, the more difficult it will be for our Wayfarers to overcome my cards, because I'll eventually start getting essence lands, and I get one on my first turn. And an essence land, which I'll go ahead and put up on the screen here, is a land that lets me tap for 1 mana of any color. And it also allows me to, as I'm casting a spell, tap 3 untap essences to infuse it. And we'll go into that when that happens, but I just wanted to let you know that is there, those essence lands. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just start right off at the bat for my turn. It's going to be pretty easy. I take mine phases as normal, so I will cast my cards for free, the ones I get to, which are you've got 2 opponents, so I'll cast 2 spells. And then I will draw at end of turn up to my hand size, which is for 2 players at this point, up to 4. So I'll draw back up to 4 for that. And yeah, so against y'all, I'll go ahead and put out some cards here. You already know my beacons are up there. My hand is hidden, so you can't see it, so I'm kind of just figuring out what I want to do. And I think what I want to do this turn is... Oh, 3 cards for 2 players? Good to know. Thank you. My lovely rules manager, Meofist, let me know that I'm only supposed to have 3 cards for 2 players, so I'll go ahead and shuffle that card away. I was going to play it. It was going to be amazing, but we'll play with something different. So I'll go ahead and do, for this turn, we'll do Spirits Summoning as my first card. So I'll get a 3 and 2 red and white spirit creature token. This card you know from Strixhaven. So let me go ahead and get the requisite token, which I think are up here. Make sure where they are. Elemental spirit token. There it is. Okay. I'll get my spirit token. And I'll put this into my discard pile, which I'll put up here. Actually, I'll move it over here. Discard pile will be up there. And then my second spell that I want to cast this turn will be... Yeah, let's go ahead and do Hunt for Specimens. So create a 1/1 black and green green pest creature token with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. And then learn...
Do you have a sideboard as the scrivener?
No, I do not. So it says I may either discard a card to draw a card or get a lesson card. So I'm not going to do those. I'm just going to make the pest for now. I think that's fine. Yeah, so I'll get rid of that. Get my pest. Pull that in. Yeah, and then we'll have those creatures blocking those beacons, and then we'll go ahead and pass. So at the end of my turn, I will draw 2 cards and pass it to you.
All right.
Lovely Wayfarers.
Go ahead and untap, upkeep, and draw.
Okay. Beginning of main phase 1, we're going to scry 1. And I will put that on the bottom. So, I get to scry 1 at the beginning of the main phase 1. Then it says I can cast the top card if it's an instant or sorcery. What if I don't know what it is? Do I get to look?
Yeah, it's actually so for the prophecy. So we'll go ahead and go into Spark Emblems real quick. So Spark Emblems do specific things on their turn for specific abilities and stuff like that. What you're referring to is prophecy. So at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you scry 1, so you'll take a look, see what you got before, or this is after your draw. And then if the top card of your library is an instant sorcery card, because you've seen it, you can cast it.
I haven't, though. I put it to the bottom. I don't know what this card is.
Oh, I guess if you haven't seen it, then you don't know what it is. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to cast it.
Okay. Okay, that's just an important little bit of templating.
Yeah, so the goal is if it is an instant sorcery card, you can leave it on top to use the second ability with it.
The tricky part is, though, what if I bottom it?
Yeah, that's a little bit of the tricky part, and that's something that we'll probably try to address. So that is a good question, and thank you for bringing that up.
Yep. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and play an island, and then I'm ready to move to combat.
So before combat.
Yeah, so actually, just a correction here. So Meofist is telling me that the card is supposed to say on it, on the text, that you can look at it at the beginning of combat to be able to cast it.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to say, and unfortunately the text wasn't updated to say that.
So at the beginning of combat, look at the top card if
it's
it
an
is.
instant sorcery, you can cast it. Yep.
That makes more sense, because that would be more commonplace templating.
No, that's entirely the reason why we do the play tests and we show it off. So, yep.
Okay. So, can the opponent gain life?
Yeah. If you want to. If you want to give me life, I'm at 20. I forgot to change that. Still at 20.
Okay. Okay. Then I will Yeah, I control a forest, so I'll give you 3 life to pump my profit.
Sure. I'll
Nice.
go to 23.
It gets +1/+1 normally, and then another, or +1/+1 from prowess, and then another +4/+4 from the card.
Mhm.
Then let's see.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Zeus. Appreciate it.
Let's see. Your creature has trample. Oh yeah, I have to
It
target
does.
my own with these though. You know what? I'm going to target your creature with the invigorate. I'm going to target
Okay.
the primeval with invigorate, so it gets +4/+4. I still get the
Nice.
prowess trigger. That's what I was saying about this deck. Does play nice
Really?
with with friends,
Mm-hmm.
because I can pump anybody's stuff. Then I will give my profit +0/+0, but it does get the prowess boost, and so it is a 3/4, and I can have it fight a creature I don't control.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have it fight the spirit.
Yep, so that spirit will die. So that you said it's a 3/4, correct?
Yep.
All right. Spirit is now gone. Get out of here.
All right. So now going to combat, and
Sure.
I'm. Do you want to go with 2 different ones?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Which one do you
Which,
want to hit?
I'll hit far right.
All right, I'll hit middle.
All right, awesome. So, J-Ro is going after far right, and GameGrounds is going after middle. I've got my pest here. I think I want to block... Well, it's trample, so it'll probably deal damage anyway. So one of them's going to die. So I'll go ahead and block the prowess creature
Mhm.
with the pest. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I get the profit back anyway, so I don't care if it dies.
Sure. Yep. And I will gain a life from that. So combat damage will be dealt. Did you want to deal that 7 to me, or you want to deal that 7 straight to this beacon here?
Can I deal 4 to the beacon and 3 to you?
No, damage that gets redirected, I think all has to go to one target.
All right, then straight at the beacon.
As far as I'm aware, Miaphist, what's the ruling on that? I'll wait a second to see what she says, because I don't think we've ever had anybody attack with trample just yet, so that's something a little bit new. But as far as we're concerned, whether or not I take 3 damage, this beacon will get destroyed because you'll deal enough damage to it, so that will remove it. But it is not the one I chose.
Oh no.
So you will get to loot the spoils, which is something we can talk about, which is great. You know, we need to go over this mechanic to the viewers anyway. So when you... I move this back over. When you loot the spoils, so in Wayfarer, we have a special thing called the spoils deck. And this is basically a pile of 20 artifacts that we built from... Yeah, Miaphis is checking the card for the trample stuff while we're talking about this. Yeah, so the spoils deck is a deck of 20 cards that are items that we built to help out the Wayfarers during their journey, during their adventures. And it is a randomized pile, and it gets randomized every time you use an item. It goes back into it. And you can get out something cool like a big multi-cannon. You can get out a really sweet sword. You can get some pockets, like a big burlap sack of beebles. Tons of different stuff can come out of there. We've built a lot of really fun stuff in there. So what happens with this is that, you know, whenever an action calls you to loot the spoils, you are given one of these spoil cards, and it stays under the control of the person who loots the spoils, and they can decide whether or not to use it. Sometimes we have spoils that allow people to use abilities together on the same team. So we built some stuff like that as well, and it's a lot of fun. So, the spoils card that you get, GameGrounds, is the Ether Multicannon. All right, cool. Yeah, so this is a really cool thing that we've got here where it's 3. It's an item artifact, so it's a special subtype. That means that you can only have one item out at a time. That is the property of an item card. It's much like a legendary creature rule. 3 generic and tap, sacrifice Ether Multicannon. Exile any number of permanents. This ability costs 3 more generic. For each target beyond the first, other Wayfarers may help you pay costs for this ability, so you can work together to take down more targets with that multi-cannon. And the flavor text on here says, arriving from a world where a portal allowed firearms to exist on Dominaria, this cannon packs a punch. So that is the spoils card that you get. I can put that on the screen there so you can see that all the time if you need to. Put that
I got it.
Yeah. I can just put it at the bottom there for you so that way it's easier.
Yep.
But yeah, so you've got that card. You can use that to get rid of the beacons if you'd like to on your turns, or you can continue attacking through. So, the replacement is all or nothing. So
Yep.
I'm assuming you put it all into the beacon.
Yes.
All right, cool. So I will be at
I put it into the wrong beacon, but I put it into the beacon nonetheless.
Fantastic. Yeah. So let me make sure I'm doing everything correctly here. So yeah, we explained the spark emblems. We explained what happens on turn 2. I'll explain more about my turn, and then turn 3 we can explain more about essence and infused, because that'll be more important to me because that's when I get to use it. So yeah.
So are we ending, or do you think you want to do post?
I have nothing to do post combat or second main, so I'm okay with going to end step.
Right, so I get my profit back and pass.
Yeah. All right, so pass back to me. All right, I already have my cards in my hand that I drew from last turn. Let me move my discard pile over a little bit more. And if you ever need me to show like my discard pile or anything else that I've gotten rid of, just let me know so that we can scroll over to it. I'm only going to show what's basically relevant for right now.
Scrivener, if I may,
Yes.
I missed my nature trigger. Can I put a counter on my primeval?
Absolutely. You can deal 1 extra damage to that non-existent beacon.
Yes.
Yeah, so in future updates to Wayfarer, we actually are going to change the Ether Multicannon to destroy instead of exile. We had some issues where exiling was not giving us the correct, like it was doing a lot more harm to some other mechanics. So if you could just treat it as destroy, if you could just treat it as destroy for this game, that would be great. So yeah, so an update, it'll be destroy. So
it's getting nerfed. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, the flavor text is a nice reference to the Portal expansion, which I really like. So, it's basically like what would happen on Dominaria if the powdered firearms continued all the way up to like using ether as its main method of attacking, right? That's just really cool. Okay, so yeah, so it is now my turn. I've already got my hand, so untap, upkeep, draw. Don't do all that. But what I want to play this turn is, let's go ahead and play Blex Vexing Pest. So this is probably something you've seen from Strixhaven. 3/2 that makes other pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders I control get +1/+1. When it dies, I gain 4 life, and it's a 3/2. Pests are typically harvested before they outgrow their enclosures. Blex is far from typical. So I'm not using the other half. I want to use this as the front half because I need to keep blocking you from attacking my beacons. Yes, another thing is I get another essence, so I'll go ahead and make another one of those. I will tell you more about what essence does when we get to infusing, which is soon. But yeah, so my second card that I want to cast here, I think I want to be... Yeah, I think that's probably the strongest one here. I'm going to go ahead and cast Beacon Tack, which is a new card. Yeah.
Yep.
It is red and white for a 2/2 that has vigilance. And whenever counters are removed from a beacon I control, Beacon Tech deals that much damage to any target. So beware. And then I can also tap it to put a light counter on a beacon I control. Then if Beacon Tech is infused, which is a mechanic we'll go over next turn. My next turn. Put a light counter on another beacon I control, and as long as it is infused, +3/+3 is what it gets. Her flavor text is, she keeps watch for intruders and new parts. So this is the protector of these beacons here. If you remove that damage, she will deal that damage to any target. So that's kind of...
Fair.
Yeah. All right. So that'll be that card that I want to cast there. And I think I want to actually cast one more spell this turn just to protect my stuff better against that Primeval. So I'm going to go ahead and tap my Essence for 2 mana. I'll make it 2 green. And I'm going to cast the last card of my hand, which is going to be Servant's Embrace. So this is a new aura spell that we created. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 if the creature is infused. It gets +4/+4 and has trample instead. When it leaves the battlefield, each player gains 2 life. And then the flavor text on that says, the servant roamed the forest near the beacons, eager to help weary travelers find their way to Strixhaven. So I'm going to go ahead and put this onto... Yeah, so when it leaves the battlefield, everybody gains 2 life, so we don't have to worry about that just yet. But I think I'm going to put it onto Blex.
All right, in response,
Yeah.
I'm going to return Blex to your hand.
Oh, what is that? What are you
Simic
playing?
Charm.
Simic
Playing
Charm?
Simic Charm, returning target creature to its owner's hand.
Incredible.
Yes.
All right, yeah, Blex goes back to my hand, and then Servant Embrace is now gone to the discard pile. Ouch. So I guess...
Love the style points on that.
before it enters the battlefield, so nobody gains any life, which is fine, I guess. Okay. All right. That's cool. You guys are cool. That's really fun. Okay, so that'll be the end of my turn. I'll draw back up to my hand size, which is 3. So I'll go ahead and draw 2 more cards here. 1, 2, and then it'll be your turn. And then we'll talk about infuse next turn.
Untap, upkeep, and draw.
So draw, then scribe 1. I'm going to put that to the bottom.
And I just want to make sure the beacons are not artifacts, correct?
They are artifacts.
Can I destroy target artifact?
Absolutely. We built this. So just to go over scenes and how they work in general to progress them, we have multiple ways to go through them, and the first one is, of course, the story method. So basically, as long as you can satisfy the story method, which is when this scene closes, or sorry, if you get rid of the scene, the beacon I chose, it will ready the next scene, basically progressing to the next story. And that is the first way of doing it. There's another way of doing it, which is if you kill me, like if I have 0 life, it will also make me ready the next scene. And if you also mill me, I will ready the next scene. So right now I'm sitting at 13 cards out of 20. So I have a pretty small deck, and we wanted to make it so that mill is kind of a little bit viable for people that play that with their decks.
Oh, I should have brought my Rogue's Mill deck then.
But yeah, so we have 3 different ways to do it, and any way you can fulfill the conditions to make me ready the next scene, to make us go to the next story bit, it's entirely up to you. So if you want to destroy beacons, go right at it. They are totally artifacts for you to do that.
Okay.
You don't have to do that in the suggested pattern.
All right, I was just curious.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that just yet because I'm realizing I only have blue mana, and this is my only access to green, and that's an issue.
I'm going to... Well, I mean, here's the thing. I can put a wild growth on your land.
Oh.
The thing is, I wanted to be... so I was going to put a wild growth on my forest and use it to fight. But actually...
No, it's fine, because I can hopefully... I have enough lands to get to AC as long as I keep my access to green.
This is the 3rd turn, so I should have a 3rd land anyways. I don't need that. I can give you another green if you want. Take a wild growth.
Right. So here's the thing. If we do that... Because that allows me to tap it and add a green to that land, right?
So Enchanted Land has, whenever land is tapped for mana, they add an additional green.
Yep. So... if we're doing that, then I'm very okay with that. Enchant this island. Let's go ahead and I'll add that to it.
I did say this deck plays nice.
And broccoli.
That was a way that I kind of forgot that it plays nice, but it does.
Yeah, everything's looking really good now. The frame rate on both of you is much better than what it used to be. I don't know what was going on there, but you know.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and play Memorial to Genius tapped.
Okay.
And then use blue, green, and a blue. Rexage.
Oh,
and
very
Coach,
nice.
Which beacon am I hitting?
I was gonna go after the middle one earlier, so it would be nice to know if that was the one.
All right, middle one.
All right, so you want to go after this one?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. That is actually the beacon I chose.
Okay.
So you will be getting through that first scene. Getting the beacon I chose does not give you spoils, unfortunately. We built that so that way, you know, if people find out what the beacon was before they progress the scene, they could potentially go get another item if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that will happen. And I just want to clarify as well. You know, if I lose any other way, like if you have like a win con or something like that, it still makes me just ready the next scene. And that's another thing that we built into the game, so people can win with alternate win cons and still be able to progress through the game normally. But yeah, so that will get rid of that. That scene will go away. I will ready the next scene when it is my turn.
So when it has the life total on it, does that adjust your life total or add to it?
So for this scene, that's telling me what my starting life total is.
So would the next scene add to it or
Yes.
change the starting?
Yes, the next scene will add to it because I did not die. Now, if I did die, it will have a revive amount on it, letting you know how much I do get back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still a point to attacking right now.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
yeah, like if you attack, I will just start the next scene if I'm at 0 back at full life.
So we want to get you low and not at 0.
Potentially, if you want to do it like that.
Mm-hmm. So what I will do then is cast Ancient Animus. Gets another prowess trigger, and I'm going to have it fight your 2/2. It is currently a 3/4.
So a 3/4 is fighting my 2/2?
Yes.
That is dead. So when the scene closes, sacrifice all the beacons. So I don't do that till later. Yep. So my beacon tech is dead.
Okay. Ready to go to combat?
Yeah, beginning of combat, I put a counter on. I'm going to put it on Rexage.
And I'm going to scry one. I'm going to look at the top card. It just says I can cast it, not without paying its cost, so it's just going to stay there.
Yep. You're entirely right.
Yep. But I will swing for 3 at the life total.
Wait, did you make your profit Aang?
Kind of, but with a dot on with Tien's eye.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Kiko Ho.
Yeah.
So how much damage is coming my way?
3, and then whatever else.
I'm going to swing my beast as well, so that's total of 7 at your face.
Wow. So it's got how? Wait, so hold on. The invigorate was only +4/+4, not counters, right?
But my Primeval's a 3/3, and then he has a +1/+1 counter because of nature.
Right. Oh, but so you're saying 7 total is hitting me?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I was just saying. Wait a minute.
The invigorate was on an earlier turn as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm at 17.
Mm-hmm. All right. You set?
I'm set.
All right, Dosu.
All right, awesome. So we'll go back to my turn. This is actually also the that's weird that flips over like that. This is also the the third turn. So give me just a moment. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the and I should probably do this on your turn. Get the rest of them in here. I'm gonna get the next scene in here. It'll take me just a moment. Get the other ones in here.
I like how the decks are playing together.
Yeah, this is going well.
I think this is kind of how you want this to go, with a lot of cards giving him mana, pumping his creatures. Some removal, but using the removal in ways that also function well with the emblem.
Yeah, I like it.
Because basically, if I didn't have the emblem, I wouldn't have a creature right now.
It's true. That's one of the reasons why we built it too. Is that way people had creatures to deal with the things that we bring out early game. To deal with the ways that, you know, like, because I can summon a bunch of creatures on you, and if you don't have anything on you, I'm just going to start hitting you, right?
Right.
And that's just going to be kind of no bueno. But we wanted to make sure people had fun in the game, so.
Mhm.
Oh, I did scene 2 twice. Oh well. That's fine. So, to explain what's happening next, so you came across those beacons, and they were enshrouded in illusion, just like the card said, right? And the only way for you to find out what those beacons do is to attack them and get them out of
We
here.
punched him.
You punched them. Yeah, because you had to figure out which one was the right one, but unfortunately, figuring out which one was the right one actually got rid of it and blew it up. So, unfortunately, you come across the second scene, which is you guide the beacons. And it says on its flavor text, with a real beacon destroyed, the flames had nowhere to go to contain their power except into you. So now you're on fire. And that's going to be a problem.
My bad, coach. My
yeah,
bad.
so I'll go ahead and get my hand real quick, and then we'll start that up real fast. So I just need to draw 3. This is really hard to see at really low resolution. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and flip that over. The scene is now started. I will get my next essence. We're up to 3. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go over what the scene does. So scene 2, you can see on the bottom a nice little scene 2 Arcavios at the bottom there. When this scene opens, put a flame counter on each Wayfarer. So both of you have a flame counter now.
Is
At the
this
beginning,
operating like an emblem?
it is kind of like an experience counter.
So just in terms of, I'm trying to figure out how do we interact with it.
I'm going to explain that in just a moment.
Okay.
At the beginning of your end step, this scene, my end step being, or the end step being my end step, this scene deals damage to each Wayfarer equal to the number of flame counters on them. So at the moment, you would only take 1. But then you put a flame counter on each Wayfarer dealt damage this way if you have less than 3. So you will go up to 2 after you take 1 damage, and then next turn you'll take 2, and then go up to 3, and then you'll take 3, and you'll just keep taking 3 until you get rid of it. But, so how do you get rid of it? How do you get rid of those flame counters? Well, whatever a source a Wayfarer controls deals damage to me, the scrivener, or causes me to lose life, remove that many flame counters from that Wayfarer. So you got to hit me.
Okay.
And you get to remove your flame counters. So if 3 or more are removed this way, you get to loot the spoils. So if you've let it sit a little bit and you're taking some damage, you can get some spoils out of that. And then when there are no flame counters on Wayfarers, when you've gotten rid of all of them, I get to ready the next scene. So my goal is to stop you from getting in and getting those flame counters off of you. And then when this scene closes, I just remove all the flame counters from all Wayfarers, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. So starting this, I did not die, just like I told you before. So if you can see right there on the adjust life box, instead of 25 being revived if I had died, I've survived, so I'll add plus 10 to my life, so I'll go up to 27.
Glad we hit your face.
Glad you hit my face.
It is a pretty face, though.
Yes, it's Miofist says in the chat, it's like an experience counter, but it's bad. It's bad. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator, talking to Choco FEL in the chat, Tabletop Simulator takes a little bit to use, but if you can figure it out, it is a lot of fun. And it's very handy for this, especially because I did not have all the cards ready for this. But having all the images and stuff available for everybody to look at on the stream, and especially for my Wayfarers, my lovely Wayfarers here, it's been great. Yeah, so I got a 3rd essence. So we'll go ahead and explain what goes on with that. So, essence are our special lands that the scrivener gets. Allows me to cast extra spells, do extra things, basically, the more I get of them. There's no cap. There used to be a cap on essence counters we had before this stream, which is the mechanic that was similar to this one. And we replaced it with lands because we wanted to make exotic orchard work, and we also wanted it to be just, more like regular magic, basically, for the scrivener. So They work like City of Brass, any of those other lands that tap for any mana. They tap for 1 mana of any color. And then as I'm casting a spell, I can tap 3 of these untapped essences to infuse it. And infusing it allows me to get benefits, like you saw on the beacon tech, where I can use it to put extra light counters, or it gets extra stats. And it's a way to help me empower my cards to fight back against Wayfarers that are getting maybe a little bit too strong. The other way to use it, of course, is to tap 3 untap essences to infuse a permanent. So if I have things out that also get infusion bonuses from these essences, I can do that too. But there is a drawback. I can't do it all the time, because if I tap these 3 essences to infuse, they don't untap during the next untap step. So they will be frozen essentially for 1 turn. I won't be able to use them. So that way it's not too broken. You don't get overrun too fast. That was something that we built in for that, and it works really well. All right, so Beacon is now gone. That's for sure. I got to take that out of here. Goodbye, Beacon. But you've got the flame counters to start off. I've got nothing else out here in the front, so I'm just going to go ahead and start playing my stuff for turn. Yeah, thanks, Insightful Strike. The new Essence lands look really cool. We based them off of Colony Heart Expedition, I believe, is the art for it. We just wanted something with a lotus on it because we figured that would just be the best way to represent any mana, right? You know, like a black lotus. So I'll go ahead and cast my things for turn. My first thing I guess I want to cast is Volatile Beacon Fire. And I'm going to go ahead and infuse it. So these are my free spells. So I'll go ahead and tap my 3 essences to infuse this card. Yeah, and I only get 1 essence a turn. But I have no maximum. So if the game goes too long, I'm going to be able to keep playing more stuff on you. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and infuse this. This is Volatile Beacon Fire, 2 and a red. If this spell is infused, each Wayfarer gets a flame counter, so you guys go up by another one. And then it deals damage to each creature equal to the number of flame counters their controller has, so everything takes 2.
Well, bye-bye, Rex Sage. I knew you well.
Takes 2 to make a dream come true, apparently.
The flavor text on here is the beacon flame scorches all those around, including the one containing it. So that'll be my first. That's my first spell. Now, granted, these spells are all actually cast at the same time. I'm just doing them one in an order just to get you to understand like what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Elemental Summoning as well and get a 4/4 blue-red and elemental creature token.
Fair.
So we'll go ahead and get that, which I think I put over here anyway, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. So I've got that elemental creature token. We can zoom in on
this
that.
is the worst mystical fire I think I've ever been caught on with.
So yeah, so we've got that there. I think I'll move it a little bit closer to the scene so you can see that as well. There we go. That's a better board state, I believe. A little bit more readable. And I can go ahead and move scene 1's deck out of here. Scene 2's deck a little bit closer. Sure, there we go. All right, so I've got that 4/4 there. You know what to do to get rid of the beacons. You got to get through, and I do believe I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my 2 cards for the turn, because I played 2 spells, and I'll pass it back to you. Now, these Essence lands will not untap during my next untap step.
Right. So I untap, upkeep, I take 2 damage from my flames, and then I add another flame to me, correct? So now I'm at 3?
Correct,
yeah.
Yes. If I'm correct, yep. So it's actually at the beginning of the end step that you take that damage and increase the flame counters.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Thought it was upkeep.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm so used to everything being upkeep. You're throwing me off with the end step stuff. Draw. Okay, good. This is exactly what I needed, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and I'm ready to go to main phase if you're all right with that, J-Ro.
Or, yeah, I thought we were in main phase.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and explore. I can play an additional land this turn, and I get to draw a card.
All right, awesome.
And I'm going to go ahead and play this island. And then I'm going to play, for my second land per turn, a Carol Atoll, and then return that island to my hand.
Okay. Are you ready to move to combat?
I am, yes.
Okay. Let's see. Let's check to make sure.
Nature trigger, putting my counter on my primeval.
I'm going to give your primeval Vines of Vastwood kicked.
Oh, dang. Okay.
It's +4/+4. Can't be the target of spells or abilities opponents control.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Take a look at that card. Vines of Vastwood. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is
it was just a 5/5 coming at you, but now it's a 9/9.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna get rid of your. I guess you're gonna get rid of your counters.
This boy ain't on fire.
Primeval's got to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm ready to attack if you are.
I have nothing to attack with.
Fair. Swinging 9 at the scrivener.
Well, taking a look at what's in my hand, I definitely do not want to block that. So you can remove all 3 of your counters.
All right.
I'll go down to 20.
You're at 27, took 9, you would go to 18, right?
Sorry, yes. 9, 18.
Okay. Okay. End phase, I get my profit back.
Yep.
And then I'm set if you are.
All right. Somebody's pretty adept at stop, drop, and rolling.
All it's gonna be for me. I've learned well from the fire seekers in my day.
Well, just a bit of trivia here. One of the things that we actually had previously was that the flame counters did not have a cap, and it became extremely difficult for some players to basically get out from under that, and they just died.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was. The feedback is good on this, so we're glad that people can join us for feedback on that. All right, so yeah, so we'll go ahead and go to my turn. I will get another essence. However, these ones over here do not untap until my next turn. So I'll go ahead and not untap all of them. We'll just go ahead and untap that one. All right. So I've got 1 essence open. I've got 2 cards in my hand. And this turn is not going to be particularly amazing for me because, if I'm correct, this other card in my hand doesn't do anything that good. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and cast Elemental Summoning and Lorehold Excavation.
Okay.
Those will be my 2 free spells for the turn. And I'll get myself another Elemental token. And then Lorehold Excavation will let me... sorry. There was a bug. I tried to get it. It's been bothering me. I'll go ahead and...
bugging you?
Yes, it's bugging me. Yeah, it's attracted to all the light that I've got going on, so... Yeah, I'll put out Lorehold Excavation, which of course allows me to, at the beginning of my end step, mill a card. And if a land card was milled this way, I gain a life. That's probably not going to happen. Otherwise, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's probably going to happen. And then I can pay 5 mana, if I have my essences untapped, to exile a creature card from my graveyard to create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. So yeah. That seems pretty sweet. For me, anyway. So I'll have my 2 elementals here. Those will be my spells that I'll cast this turn. And I don't know if I really want to cast this card. So I don't remember what it does. Oh, right. Yes. I do remember what it does. Okay, yeah. So no, I'm going to hold on to that. Yeah, so I've got my 2 elementals. You've got the prophets. I'm really kind of... How big is the primeval? It's a 6/6?
The primeval is a 5/5 right now.
Oh, right, because J-Ro keeps making it huge when it attacks. I get you.
Yep.
I get you. All right. Do I want to end my turn now? Yeah, I think I'm good. So I'll go to end step. So you guys will take damage equal to your flame counters and then get another flame counter if you don't already have 3. So
I have 3.
Yep. And then it'll be your turn. Go ahead and untap. Take your turns, Wayfarers. See if you can get through my flames.
Well, thankfully, I'm no longer on fire, thanks to J-Ro.
Well, kind of. You're still okay. You have 1 now, right?
No, I got rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
He just got 1
get
now.
1 back or no?
Yeah, you're supposed to have 1 now.
Yeah.
Oh, I get 1 now? Darn.
Yeah. You'll get rid of it though, most likely.
No, actually, he doesn't, because put a flame counter on each Wayfarer dealt damage this way. So once you get rid of them, they're gone.
Oh, nice.
As long as I don't have other cards that don't put flame counters on you.
Okay, I'm just gonna hope you don't.
Just saying. Forgot to draw another card.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring out the big girl. AC has entered the battlefield. Then I will play first land per turn and draw
how big
a
is
card.
AC?
She's a 5/5.
Wow.
And then I will play my second land per turn and draw a card. Look at all this blue mana that my deck can produce. Coach, thank you so much. If you had not given me that green, I would have been stuck.
Oh, wow.
As it is, I'm a little
working
bit stuck
together
too.
already.
I'm a little bit stuck over here too, but it's okay.
Let me see what I can do for you here.
It was bad when the 6-drop commander's coming out before the 4-drop.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm only in one color. But that's okay. I've been scrying some things around, and I don't necessarily need that many lands with this deck to function.
All right, I am ready to go to second, or rather to combat. If you are.
Before we go to combat,
Yep.
I'm gonna cast Wielding the Green Dragon on your Primeval. It gets +4/+4 until end of turn.
Oh no!
Why not? Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah.
And Prophet gets a little boost.
How many pump spells are in this deck?
Oh, a lot. About 20 of them. At least 20 of them. The deck is designed. The deck is designed to win in one shot with commander damage.
Oh, okay. That
to
explains
attack,
a lot.
pump it as many times as you can, and protect it.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. That's also why it plays so nicely with other decks, is because a lot of them can target anyone's stuff.
I gotcha.
And it works well with the Prophet because I can cast spells during combat.
Right.
And a lot of my spells will affect combat.
Interesting.
Okay. We're going to combat?
I'm going to go ahead and put my counter on AC.
I'm going to take a look. Huh. Oh, no, that's 2. I can't do that yet.
Yeah, there's no commander damage in this format.
No, but I can, instead of putting it all on my creatures, I can spread it out.
Right. Yeah, working together is a big thing. I am able to get the music working now for the background while we're playing, so now I have a little bit of nice music while we're playing the game for the viewers. Hopefully, it's not too loud.
I am digging for everything I can to find some way to help.
Okay.
J-Ro draw a card, but I got nothing.
That's okay. I don't need it.
Okay.
I can function off of not a lot of lands because a lot of the spells are cheap.
Got it.
And I have a lot of instant speed interaction and such, so I'm pretty okay.
All right.
Ready for combat?
So at that point, I'm ready to turn man sideways.
All right. I'm going to put the Prophet sideways, too.
All right.
It is currently at 2/3.
And mine is a 9/9.
So you have a 9/9 and a 2/3. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my hand real quick. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block the. I'm gonna block the Prophet with an elemental.
Okay. Are there other blocks?
I forgot to actually mill at my end step. Let me do that really quick to see if you take a damage, which I think you do. Yeah, you do. You all take 1 damage. I'll look at that card later. I'll tell you what goes in my graveyard later. But yeah. So for right now, yeah, I'm gonna block the elemental. Because what else do you have over there, J-Ro?
The Prophet. I have a forest untapped.
Oh, just the Prophet attacking though?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and see, how big is the Primeval now? A 9/9 again?
He's a 9/9.
Oh my god. I'll block it with the other elemental, so I only take 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give the prophet. What do I want to actually use? 'Cause I have two cards that do the same thing. No, I'm going to use Snakeskin Veil because that makes it an actual counter.
Nice.
So it goes up to a 3/4, and then the counter goes on him. With the +1/+1 counter, it becomes a 4/5.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
And then
This deck's a little crazy.
I'm not gonna do anything fancy at this point, so just hitting you with a 9/9.
Okay. So the card that I put into my
Same.
graveyard was Explosive Welcome.
And instead, it's a goodbye.
Yep. So I will take 5, which I already took.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be it. Yep.
All right, and then that's it for me. So I'm good to pass forward if you are, Coach.
Yep, Prophet's still around because it goes to 4/5. Yep. So yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. So
Being able to manipulate combat's a bitch.
that's the thing that happens. So you all are done, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So I will go ahead and untap all my stuff.
Oh no, they untap this time.
Yes, they do untap. So I will now have 5 essence because I get another one. I do not draw that card. Thank you. I'm going to put it over here. We'll clone it. Boom. So yeah, I got 5 essence this time, so I can do a lot of things. And I need to because that Primeval is crazy. And yeah, Meophis is saying that they're not hearing music, which is weird.
I'm not either.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be for the stream, not for you. Yeah.
I have the stream as well.
Oh, you have it up, yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, that's strange to me. I mean, I could try adding that and see if it comes through. Maybe there should be music now? Anyway. Yeah, Insightful Strike says they can hear music. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. Let me know if it's too loud, chat. I appreciate it. Yeah. So I got to do some things here to stop you, but I'm not sure the things that I drew are going to help much.
I mean, I want to get to the college, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't stop me. Good scrivener.
Good. Yeah, so my 2 cards I'm going to cast this turn, I think, are going to be Reforging Purge and Mercurial Transformation. Those are the two freebies I want to cast. Reforging Purge is a new card. It is exile target non-land permanent and target non-creature non-land permanent. So I can get rid of something that is problematic, that is like an enchantment or something, or I can get rid of a creature as well. So one of each, basically. And so what I see on your side is just a bunch of creatures and then the Ether multi-cannon. So I want to get rid of, with this spell, the Primeval with the non-land permanent part of it. And then for the non-creature non-land, I want to hit the Ether multi-cannon because that's the only thing I can target.
There is a Wild Growth.
A Wild Growth? Oh, the extra...
thing that produces the green mana.
Oh, right. And that's the only thing that's producing green mana on your side?
I do have a Vivid Creek.
Vivid Creek.
It's got 1 counter.
Let's go ahead and hit the let's hit the Wild Growth. Let's do that. Yeah, so yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the Primeval. Let's get rid of the Wild Growth.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and into the Royal, the Wild Growth.
Wow.
I really need that green mana to come back, man.
Alright. Okay then. Wow. That's the thing that happened. So I think that just counters the spell because it's not up to. So yeah. So my next spell, of course, is Mercurial Transformation. And yeah, hold on a second. I see people are getting reverb from that, which is, I know the reason why, because it's transmitting my audio from this. Let's see if that works.
Any target is legal to spell resolve, so Primeval still go dead.
Yeah, Primeval still go dead. Okay, so yeah, so Mercurial Transformation is going to make target non-land permanent lose all its abilities and become a frog or an octopus creature. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that to EC, I guess. It becomes a 2/2.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah, which I mean, it's not the best spell I wanted to cast, but you know, we're doing it. And then let's see, Unsummoned Skull. Jairo's still got flame counters on him, so that is a definite problem. I don't know what else I want to cast here. I think I just want to go ahead and cast right now. It is an instant, so I guess I could. Well, I want to see more cards, so I'll go ahead and cast Rising Cinders for my non-free spell for one mana. I'm gonna go ahead and infuse it, so I'm gonna use 3 here. And if I infuse it, I get a 4/4 elemental token, so I'm gonna get my elemental token back. Dang it!
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, so it's all creatures lose flying until end of turn for 1 red as an instant. And then if this spell was infused, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token. And then it says, the smoke around you is choking the air. Is that your body you smell burning?
Ooh, Coach, you're starting to stink, my friend.
All right.
I work all day, so.
All right, so I do
I'm sure
have
the
one
fire
essence.
doesn't help.
I have 1 essence untapped, so that's just to let you know. I have an elemental here, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to end step, so take your damage, and you don't get any more flame counters, and I will draw my cards.
All right.
Draw 3 more, because I need to see more cards. And yes, take your turn.
And draw. All right. Before you play your enchantment, give me just a second here. I want to see if I can pull something off. Because if I can provide for myself that green mana, then we don't need to worry about you, and then you can ramp yourself here. So I'm going to go ahead and play a land, draw a card.
By the way, I put 2 lands on the bottom already.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but because I care more about interacting in combat than I do about drawing lands.
True.
Oh.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tap 5 and sacrifice Memorial to Genius to draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Alright, well, we are not drawing any forests at all.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, really. So I think what I'm left doing is just playing an island for now. As my second land, drawing a card. Ha! We have a forest. We're good. I can play a forest next turn.
Very nice, very nice. I'm just my main goal is to just keep holding off this profit. So.
Okay. So now comes the question of how big can I make the profit this turn? So you said you do not need the wild growth?
At this point, no, I'm good.
Okay. So then I'll put it on my own land and trigger profit. So he was a 2/3, now he is a 3/4.
Okay. Are you going to be able to take off the flames? I mean, if you win the other way, the flames go away anyway. So.
I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Yep, I'm ready.
When I go to combat, I get to look at the top. Okay, yeah. I'll just cast that. Well, actually, hold on. It says if it's an instant or sorcery, I can cast it, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a sorcery and I'm in combat, I can't cast it. Timing rule.
Timing rule, yep.
So why would it matter if it's a sorcery?
Let me talk to Meophist about that. That is an interesting question.
Okay. I mean, maybe if I had flash, it would or not flash, but what's the card? There's a card that gives stuff flash.
Like,
But-
I'm not entirely sure because sometimes, yeah, like there are cards that let you overwrite those timing rules, and I'm not entirely sure if that's something that we were trying to do with that card. Let me confirm really quick, because I'm sure she's still watching, so we'll be able to figure that out. The stream might just be a little bit behind what we're doing, so. So yeah, you're just wanting to know if you can cast sorceries when your combat starts, right? Yeah. Yeah, Meophist says in the chat, if an effect says you may cast a spell, you can cast it right then and there. If it's you may cast a spell until end of turn, you have to abide by timing rules.
Okay, so if it says, so this one says you can cast it.
Yes.
So you may cast it if it's an instant sorcery. Okay.
Yeah, I do believe that is what says on the card. Yep.
Awesome.
You take a look at it.
Right.
You may
So I'm
cast
gonna
it. Yep.
give my prophet monstrous growth.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have trample. It's just gonna be giant and smashing.
There's so many pump cards.
Yeah, I have a lot
I've been
of
on the
them.
receiving end of that thing where it hits you with 21 out of nowhere.
Yeah. It also has a lot of incidental pump effects, like Snakeskin Veil, which puts the +1/+1 counter on.
Interesting.
So some of them are not designed to be pump effects, but also pump.
Right.
Vines of Vastwood is in there as a protection effect, but it also pumps.
Yes,
That was the design of the deck.
I milled one, and you all took some damage.
Oh, that
Took
was
one
your
damage.
turn.
Okay.
Yep.
The
So I keep
retroactively
forgetting.
on your
I keep
turn.
forgetting to do that for Laurel
Okay,
Isolation. I apologize.
All right, I'm just okay. So I got a big old prophet, who is going to most likely get jump blocked,
All right, we're turning man sideways. Let's go.
and I don't think his stats matter right now.
So
AC
yeah,
coming in is a 7/7.
I'm gonna take 7 from that because I'm gonna block the prophet again.
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually,
God,
is what it
there
would
goes the
be.
Elemental. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very dead.
Very, very dead.
Actually, it could be even more dead, but I'm not going to waste a spell on that.
Wow. All right then.
No faster.
You're all
All
done.
right,
Okay.
so yeah, hold on.
Oh.
No, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go to discard and discard a Stormtide Leviathan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Create my Primeval.
Sure. Yep. So the card that I actually put into the discard pile, which I'm kind of sad about, is our unique legendary for this scene, which is Vortensia, Emergent Furor. 2 and 2 red for a star. Legendary creature elemental. When it enters the battlefield, each Wayfarer gets a flame counter. And then its base power and toughness are each equal to the number of flame counters among Wayfarers. So right now it'd be a 3/3. But then when it dies, I may cast a card from my graveyard without paying its mana cost if its mana value was less than or equal to Vortensia's power. The flavor text on that one being, without restraint, Beacon Fire can become sentient, angry, and very, very hostile.
Cool.
Yeah,
Also,
so
you did take your 7, right?
I am going to take my 7. That is
Okay.
definitely happening. I'll go down to 6. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Meophist. If the lands don't untap, I'll make them 90 degrees, and if they just regularly untap, I'll make them 45. It's a good idea. So, yeah, you'll know that these 3 will not untap during my turn, but these 2 will. But I'll get another land anyway, so I'll have 3. But anyway, you all are done, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my turn. I will go ahead and untap my essence land. I will get another essence land. Boom. And then I will start playing my spells. See, you're making this difficult for me. So what does that cost? Okay, so I'm going to try to cast everything this turn if I can. So yeah, my first thing this turn is going to be Pigment Storm and Serpentine Curve.
Okay.
So Pigment Storm is 5 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So EC is like a how big?
7/7.
Too big. Too big for that.
Too big, yes.
Serpentine Curve, of course, makes a 0/0 fractal where X put X counters on it, where X is the 1 plus the total number of instant and sorcery cards in my exile and in my graveyard. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and resolve that by having Pigment Storm get rid of the Primeval. I don't want to see that. Just get that out of here.
I'm going to give it Ranger's Guile so it has hexproof.
Oh God!
Yeah!
What? That deck is crazy. Yes, okay, sure, that's fine. All right. I've never played against this crazy green pump deck, but I love it. All right, so Serpentine Curve, I'm going to get a Fractal token, so let me go ahead and get that. Wherever the hell that is. It's over here somewhere, I think. If not, I will find it. Yep, so time to go look for it. Where are you,
So
Fractal
is it
token?
counting... so that includes stuff... so instant and sorceries from the previous act? Or scene, or whatever it's called?
So
Okay.
if you're asking the question, yes, my graveyard, which is full of 13 cards right now, has all the other instants and sorceries I've played in it. Yeah.
So it's going to be a big boy.
It's going to be a big boy. We're going to have a big one. That's what I need right now, so that's why I'm doing it. So I'm actually getting out the tokens here. Get my Fractal token. So apparently I didn't have it for some reason. Where are you? There you are. Come over here. Thank you. Serpentine Curve counts itself, but I'm going to count all the other instances and sorceries in there. But I'm going to put this right here. I need to get out a die for it. Objects, components, dice, D20. Lovely. Nice and easy, huh? See it right on the screen pretty easily, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to be 20, but we'll count. So 1,
I feel like it's going to be close.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 9.
Yup.
Yeah, 9/9s are gigantic, right? I was thinking about how many times we dwarfed that. Anyways.
So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll also cast my next spell from my hand, which will be Elemental Summoning, and get another 4/4. So
Okay.
we will get a 4/4 back.
Interesting sequencing on that.
Oh, you're right. I could have made it a 10/10, but that's okay. I mean, I have to cast 2 spells for free first. Wait, no.
It's okay.
Elemental Summoning is 5 mana. I can't cast that. Crap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if it was a 10/10, then it would just do nothing, like it did in Naruto.
It's going to have to stay in my hand then.
Oh.
Poor girl.
Yep.
She deserved
Read
better.
the manga. She's so much better.
All right, so
Actually,
now
Eh.
I just have a 9/9, which is fine. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the 9/9. All right, so
You are?
yeah. All right, I'll go to end step and mill a card. So I will mill Fuming Effigy. You will take 1 damage. And then, of course, you take the flame counter damage as well, J-Ro. And that will be it. It will be your turn.
All right, hold on. Before your end step,
Sure.
do you think this is a good time to use our cannon and destroy that 9/9?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to use
this
my
is terrible.
and destroy that 9/9. Our cannon has exploded in our own face and in your serpent's face.
All right. Fractal is gone. Destroy Fractal. And the cannon's gone?
Yep, cannon's gone.
Okay, back to the spells deck, which will get shuffled for next
And
time.
you cannot go lower than 0, right?
Me? No. So it'll put me at 0, and then you'll have to wait till my next turn for the scene to swap.
Okay.
So I'm wide open. Yep, totally wide open.
All right. Untap, upkeep, and draw. Finally playing a forest. Draw a card. Then we're going to go ahead and play an island. Draw a card.
So one swing with EC puts to 0, right?
Yes.
And so what happens with writing the next scene as the action, what it means in the rules, is that I take my hand, I shuffle it back into the scene deck, I get the next act card ready to be flipped over and read to for my next turn, and then I take my turn and flip over that scene, and we start off, and I read everything that happens.
All right, I'm ready to just go ahead and go to combat if you are.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to put my counter on Primeval and swing in with AC.
Are you going to do your combat trigger, J-Ro?
I'm not going to cast it. So AC is currently how big?
7/7.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to do anything, so no, I'm not going to cast anything off the top.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, Miofist. Untap the 90 ones to 45, so I remember they untap that next turn. That's a smart idea. Okay, so I'm going to take 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will go to 0, and that will trigger the next scene. So, when the scene closes, which is now, you get rid of your flame counters. So, yeah, because I do believe, ready the next scene. So the scene closes, you get rid of your flame counters, and I will pull in the next scene, which will show up in just a moment. Which I think is this one, yes. Big, wide magic cards. All right, so anything else you're going to do for your turn?
Yeah, on my second main, I'm going to go ahead and tap 2 for a Jory Ruin Expedition.
Oh, right, yes. When a scene closes, I actually lose an essence, so I'm just going to get rid of my one that's going to untap anyway.
And then...
I actually should have 2 less, now that I think about it.
And then tap 6 for a Shipbreaker Kraken.
Shipbreaker Kraken. All right.
Yeah.
What does that do?
It can become a 10/10.
Monstrosity
with a monstrous
4.
of 4.
Yeah.
And when it becomes a 10/10, it taps up to 4 target creatures, and those creatures never untap for as long as I have Shipbreaker Kraken.
All right. All right, so scene 2 is gone. I'll get rid of scene 2's deck. We'll move scene 3's deck over, and I'll shuffle that one and get that ready. Okay.
And I'm content to pass if you are.
Yeah, with that, I'm good. I don't have to discard anymore, so I'm content to pass as well.
All right, awesome. So we will go ahead and start the next scene. Welcome to scene 3, everybody, because this one's going to be a fun one. That's definitely not the right scene.
We put out the flame.
Yes. This one's
Now
called
what
Auric
awaits us?
Ambush. This one is a big deal. So I adjust my life back up to 30. So I'll go back up to 30 first.
Oh, fun. Okay.
But then when this scene opens, each Wayfarer chooses up to... Wait, no, did we get rid of that? I can't remember. Yeah, I think we modified this to be the person who has the most lands. Yes, person who has...
Yeah, it wouldn't matter because I have fewer than 4.
Yeah. If the person with the most lands sacrifices... No. This is... Yeah, no, this is correct. Each Wayfarer chooses up to 4 lands they control and sacrifices the rest. So you already have...
sorry, what?
Yeah. So you go back down to 4 lands. J-Ro already has 3, so that's fine. Yeah, you go back down. You choose 4 lands, sack the rest. Then you draw cards equal to the number of lands that they sacrifice this way. So you'll get cards.
Okay, I'm drawing 5 cards.
Yes, and then you'll gain 10 life. Everybody will gain 10 life. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a reason for that, because the next thing that happens is pretty sinister. Which is then for each Wayfarer, I put 3 reinforcement counters on this scene, so I'll put 6 on here. And then I put a card named Tone Orc Sword, a 2 Orc Shield, or 3 Orc's Armor from outside the game under the battlefield. So for the 2 of you, I'm going to put 2 of the Orc trio out. Okay. And then, so how do you beat this scene? What is happening when you get ambushed by the Orc? Well, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, that's for me. I remove a reinforcement counter from the scene, and then if it was a legendary creature, you get to loot the spoils. So if you kill the Orc trio, you get to loot. But also, if there are no reinforcement counters on the scene, I get to ready the next scene. So that's how you progress. You got to beat through their ambush, because the flavor text here says, "The flame's gone. You find your journey using the other beacons to get towards Strixhaven uneventful until you get the Auric ambush."
Okay.
All right. So for the special cards, I'm going to pull out Tone here. That's definitely a yes. And I think I'm going to pull out Threen. So we've changed Threen a bit, and I want to get his new version in here. So give me just a moment, so that way you're not looking at him and being like, wow, what does that card do?
Fair.
Yeah.
Too many different versions, says Meophist.
Yeah, we've had to change a lot of stuff from feedback, and the mod hasn't been hasn't been updated from that stuff because we were kind of waiting for the next episode to drop everything. Mm-hmm. That way we're not updating like crazy and people have to keep spending a lot of time to do that. So we've changed it. I'll get you the right card here, and I'll delete the other one real fast. So just a moment.
Yeah. I'm excited. So we're getting which ones? We're getting...
You're going to get Tone and Threen of the Auric trio.
All right.
There we go.
Articuno and Moltres. Let's go.
Yeah. So what these two do, we changed Threen because he was a little difficult to deal with in a 3-player game. But Tone Auric Sword is 1 and a white and a black for a legendary creature human warlock. 3/3 with First Strike and Death Touch. Other warlocks you control have First Strike. As long as it is infused, it gets +3/+3 and has Provoke twice. So if I infuse it, it becomes a 6/6 that can provoke 2 things. So Provoke is, when this attacks, you may have target creature defending player controls untap and block it if able. Multiple instances of Provoke each trigger separately. And then his flavor text is, "You can't escape us," which is appropriate. And the Threen Orc's Armor is 3 and a white and a black for a 3/3 with Trample and Ward of Pay 3 life. Other warlocks you control have a ward of Pay 3 life. And as long as Threen is infused, it gets +3/+3 and has Undying and Intimidate. So it will be able to come back with a, I believe, a +1/+1 counter? Yeah. And Intimidate, which means that you can't block it unless you are white, black, or artifact. That might be Fear. But yeah, basically Intimidate meaning that you can't block it unless you're the correct colors to block it. So those two show up. I've still got cards in my hand. I start the turn untapping my mana. I've got 4 mana now. Okay. Which is actually technically should be 5 because I had 4 last time. So we'll go up to 5.
Well, you sacked one.
I did sack one, yeah. I was at 6 and I sacked 2 actually, because you're supposed to, when the scene changes for the scrivener, they're supposed to sacrifice an essence every scene change, and I sacrificed 1 for scene 1 and I sacrificed 1 for scene 2, being at 6 essence, so I was back down to 4. Then I started this turn and I got another essence. So Meophist says in the chat, Intimidate is, this creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures or creatures that share a color with it. So I was right.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, so Lorehold Excavation is still there. That'll do its thing. Graveyard's still the same thing. That Fractal does not have counters on it because it's not there anymore. But yeah, so I'm going to start this turn off with a bang by casting some more spells. And the first thing I want to cast is... yeah, that seems like a good one. I'm going to go ahead and cast Mage Hunter. And then I'm also going to cast Exhilarating Elocution.
And what is that?
Mage Hunter is the 3 and a black 3/4 that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you lose a life. So I'm kind of rubbing my hands at J-Rose deck here because of all the instants of sorceries.
I'm fine with that.
And then Exhilarating Elocution is put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 counters on all my stuff. So let's go get them.
So you went from having no board to an army. Got it.
Correct. You got ambushed. That is the definition of an ambush. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and clone this onto the other one. So watch that. Look how easy that is. Ba-boom. So yeah, they're 5/5, 5/5. Trample ward first strike over here with Threen. First strike death touch ward 3 life on Tone. Is it 2 counters on one thing? Oh, Memphis is right. It's only 2 counters on one creature, so I'm not gonna put it on that. All right, I'll put it on Tone though. That seems fine. Tone seems good here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but everything is +1/+1 until end of turn. So this is a 4/5. This is he's a 6/6. He's a big boy. And actually, I'll put it on Threen because he is trample. He's a 5/5. So Threen's so Tone's a 4/4, 4/5, and then Threen's a 6/6 with trample. That's fine. Cool. That's cool. That's all cool. All right, we're all cool here. Cool. Yeah, this is probably what I want to do next. So you've got, how big is that Kraken? A 6/6?
It is a 6/6.
All right, so what does this spell do? Everything. Wait, everything else? Memphis says everything does? Other creatures you control. Oh, okay. So it itself doesn't get the +1/+1 because it gets the counters. I get it. That's kind of confusing. So yeah, so it is just a 5/5, but this is a 4/4 and that's a 4/5. Got it.
Okay.
All right. So the other card I want to cast here is, copy it. I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this infused Scapegoat the Mighty, which is when you cast a spell, if it's infused, copy it. It's 1 red, a white, and a black for a sorcery. For each Wayfarer, choose a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. Then each other creature they control deals damage equal to their power to that creature.
So if I only have one creature, I don't have other creatures to do damage to it.
So yeah, that does nothing for you. But GameGrounds, it's got a lot of big stuff.
Before that resolves,
you
have to pay the mana for this one. So how are you infusing it as well? Because when you need 7...
I think you're right, actually. As you're casting a spell, you may tap 3 into... Yeah, so you're right. I actually can't infuse it. So no copy. So I'm just going to straight cast it, yeah.
Okay. All right, so read that again?
Yeah, so choose a I get to choose a creature with the greatest power among creatures you control, and then every other creature you control deals damage to that creature.
Okay, so that would be AC as a 7/7.
Yeah.
And then my other dudes are gonna... Okay.
They're gonna punch it.
Is it every creature?
Yeah. Each other creature you
I
control. Each other creature you control deals damage equal to their power to that creature.
All right. So
would you rather that, or okay? You gonna take care of it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and peel from reality. Shipbreaker Kraken is gonna come back to my hand, and Tone is gonna go back to yours. I'm gonna pay the 3 life.
You what?
I'm bouncing Tone to your hand and Shipbreaker Kraken to my hand.
Right. Okay, sure. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's do it. So
my AC will only take 4 damage.
Wow. I'm getting totally destroyed here, and I love it. Oh, by the way, you lose a life because you casted an instant or sorcery spell.
Yes. So that's 4 life total for that spell. Yikes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the thing. All right then. I guess I'm gonna pass and draw some cards. I'm done there.
End phase. I'm gonna flash in Yeva.
Sure.
Nice.
All right, that's fine to draw.
Untap.
I was just waiting to see if I needed to protect it or if you were going to.
I'm so happy. This is the best draw I think I could have ever gotten with what just happened. Reliquary Tower.
Oh, okay. Just keep all those cards you've been drawing.
Yep.
All right, because you haven't taken your turn yet.
Nope.
Funny.
I am gonna go ahead though and tap. I gotta think about what I want to do here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and tap 3.
I like how J-Ro's been only having like 3 lands the entire game.
And I've cast how many spells now?
It's just like 12.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play a retreat to Kazendu.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and play the Reliquary Tower. So trigger. I'm gonna go ahead and resolve the AC first and draw a card. Then resolve the retreat to Kazendu, and I'm going to go ahead and put another +1/+1 counter on Primeval.
Oh wow.
And then resolve the Eor Ruin Expedition and put a expedition counter on that.
Sure.
Then I'm going to go ahead and play my second land per turn, which is going to enter tapped. It's a woodland stream. So once again, trigger, trigger, trigger. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. Put a expedition counter on your expedition, and then put a +1/+1 counter on AC herself.
I'm going to recommend you put it on the Primeval with Trample.
Okay.
Forgot to do the mill thing again. So everybody,
EC doesn't.
everybody take one. Forgot about that.
Yep.
Apologies.
You're good. I will put it on the thing with Trample. So the thing with Trample is now a 6/6.
Mm-hmm. You know that I'm not going to run out of things to pump, right?
Oh, no. Yep.
It's so strong.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't have to worry about maximum hand size now, thanks to Reliquary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm ready to head towards combat if you are.
Sure.
All right. I have my beginning of combat. I'm going to put another counter on Primeval.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go in with... well, first I look at the top.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I'm going to go in with the Prophet and Yeva.
All right. I'm swinging in both with AC and Primeval.
So Yeva is a 4/4. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These
7/7, 7/7.
Yeah, they're big. They're really big. So which one of your stuff has only the Primeval has Trample, right?
Only the Primeval has Trample.
Right. I guess I'm gonna use the Mage Hunter to block the block EC and take 7 from you, and then I'm gonna block. So the Prophet's 2/3.
Prophet is currently a 2/3.
How many cards are in your hand?
5.
5. So you have to have pump spells in there. I'm just gonna take the rest of it as damage. So.
Okay, if you're taking it as damage, all I'm gonna do then
7.
is
A lot.
yeah. I'm gonna Stonewood Invocation on Prophet. So that's another +5.
Oh,
6,
God.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 from me.
12 from you, 7 from Primeval, so
Mhm.
19 damage. Sure, I'll go to
Yeah.
11. All right. I don't even have the reinforcement counters on the scene, but I don't think I'm gonna need them. They're supposed to be 6. Which when a creature leaves the battlefield? Yeah, so Tome went back to my hand, so it's technically 5 now. All right, yeah, that hurt. All right then.
It says does it say when a creature or when one of your creatures?
Whenever a creature I control leaves the battlefield.
Okay, you control. Okay, that's what I was checking.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's a smack. Wait, did the Mage Hunter survive? I thought it jump blocked DC.
No, it's gonna die. So that'll remove
Okay.
the counter.
Yep. It was still alive with the Stonewood though, so.
Oh, Meofist actually says you got to loot from Tome because it got bounced. So here's your free card, which is Collaborative Curative. It's an item artifact that lets you pay X and tap, sacrifice it. Each Wayfarer chooses one. X is the number of Wayfarers, so X would be 2. And then other Wayfarers can help pay the costs for this ability. And then that would be gain 5 life, or target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn, or put target card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Okay.
Nice.
So we now own that for now?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a lot of stuff to write down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to let that stay on your side of the screen. All right, are we ready to go to second main?
Yep.
All right. So on second main, I'm going to go ahead and remove my last counter from Vivid Creek for a green and play Ramen Excavator. I want some of those lands that I had to sacrifice back. And that's going to be it.
Seems fair.
Yep. I'm just going to pass turn with 10 cards in hand. NBD.
10 cards in hand. All right, then. Sure. All right, so you're all done now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can finally try to do something. I will go ahead and get another essence for the start of my turn. I already have my cards in my hand. You have the collaborative curative. I guess I can move that up a bit. Yeah, so that way it's on the screen. I've got all those lands, but not much to do with it, I don't think. Wait, well, I guess my free spells I can cast this turn will be Tone. And I'm going to cast that one infused, absolutely. So we can give it haste and uncounterable, because infusing a thing makes it haste and uncounterable.
Fun.
So
I might have messed up there. Okay.
We're going to do that as my first spell that is not... Sorry, that's free. And then I'm also going to cast my second spell free as the Orc Adjutant, which is also new. 1 and 2 white for a creature human warlock. It's a 3/2. It has Ward X, where X is the number of legendary creatures I control, so it has Ward 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then sacrifice it, legendary creatures I control have indestructible until end of turn. Then it could also tap itself to make legendary creatures I control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only if Orc Adjutant is infused. And then it has the flavor text of don't hunt mages without one. So yeah, Meophis is correct that those lines have to stay fully tapped for infusion, which I should probably do up top like that. There we go. All right, and then those lands are untapped because I haven't used them yet. Cool. All right, so I'll zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, so Tone is coming out. He is haste, so that means that he gets +2/+2 and has provoke.
Until that happened.
So that is the thing, and you know what? I'm gonna also infuse 3 in this turn. Why not? So that way he is +3/+3 and Undying and Intimidate. Because I want that to happen. Wait, no, I don't think I will. Actually, I'm not going to attack with him. I just want to attack with Tone. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, okay. So, all right. So that's my free cards for turn. I'm going to go ahead and go into combat. We got the Orc Adjutant here. He's going to just chill over here. Threen's going to chill in the back, but Tone's going to do his attack. So I'm going to go ahead into combat with him. He's going to trigger Provoke twice when he attacks. And I'm going to go ahead and... What the hell did you just drop there? What is that all the way on the right side? GameGrounds? Ramanop Excavator?
On the right is Ramanop Excavator.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and untap EC. And I'm going to untap... Okay. Yeah, screw it. Untap the Primeval as well. Let's go ahead and get that too. And I'm going to First Strike Death Touch them both.
Yeah!
So both of them are gonna get killed in combat.
Look what they've done to my boys.
Okay.
Boom! Get those out of here.
Yep. EC's gonna go ahead to the zone.
Yeah, clean up that board a little bit.
It's been cleaned.
Yeah.
Nice and tidy.
Yeah. Meophis says that I may have screwed myself over because Undying doesn't work if it already has counters on it. So didn't think about that, but that's fine because I've got the Adjutant out here now, so it can protect the Auric. So yeah, so that happens. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my post-combat main phase, which I've only got 3 mana and I don't have any way to really use it because there's a card in my hand that's a little bit too expensive. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it back over to you. I did a lot right there, so I'll draw my 2 cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and untap, upkeep, and draw.
Ooh, I drew some interesting stuff. I love it. Clean up that board over there. Too many big things over on GameGrounds side.
We're gonna try to get some of them back. I'm going to go ahead and play an island from my graveyard, thanks to Ramanop Excavator. Trigger and trigger. We're going to go ahead and put a counter on Ramanop Excavator. And that's going to get my 3rd Your Ruin Expedition. So I'm going to sacrifice that and draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mill one, by the way?
I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So you're probably going to take one. Yeah, it was fracture. So yeah, everybody takes one. Still got to remember to do that.
Then I'm going to tap 8, bring AC back.
Sure.
And then I can play an additional land thanks to AC. So we're going to go ahead and get Memorial to Genius out of the graveyard. And put it onto the battlefield tapped as my second land per turn. And I'm going to go ahead and put a +1/+1 counter on AC herself. And then draw a card.
There we go. That's a good visual representation of my board. Probably can move the spells deck over here. Yep. There we go. There we go.
All I can do. So
what are the stats on the Threen?
So Threen is a 5/5 trample ward, pay 3 life.
Okay. And the other is?
The one that's untapped here?
Yeah.
This one is a 3/2 with ward X, where X is the number of legendary creatures I control, and then so that's 2, and then I can sack it to make my other legendary creatures indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to combat. Not necessarily going to declare any attackers, but just going to combat.
Sure, you do your... Yeah. Do your trigger.
I think it's worth it.
And I'll put a counter on Ramanop.
And yes, people watching the stream, I do have VODs set up for saving after this, so it will be available after this.
I just realized something fun. I just realized something fun I can do, but I can't do it till next turn.
Okay. I have a way to deal direct damage, but I'm not sure because it'll hurt us too, and it won't quite take the player out.
Okay, then I don't think it's worth it. We gotta if we can't take the player out, I don't think it's worth it.
It'll about half the life total.
Well, here they only have 2 creatures. I have one that I can swing in with. You have one.
You know what's going to happen to it.
I mean,
the first strike death touch is going to come at it again.
He's tapped right now.
Correct, but your guy can't attack, and that one can next turn.
Right. Yeah, that's why I want to get him dead if we can. So that's what I'm saying. I got one creature I can't attack with right now, who is a 4/5.
All right. So, okay.
So if we can somehow attack with all 3 of our creatures, deal enough damage that way to allow you to take them out the rest of the way, that gets us out of this ambush.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, things will die, but that's what's going to happen anyways, right?
I think so.
Okay. So, you just want to swing out?
Yeah, I'm down for that if you are.
Alright. So I'll send a 2/3 Prophet and Yeva.
And I'm sending a 4/5 Ramanop.
4/5 Ramanop. Are you kidding me? So I'm going to go ahead and put Threen in front of the Ramanop Excavator, and I'm going to put the Orc Adjutant in front of Yeva.
Okay. Do you want me to protect the Excavator?
I'd rather you kill.
Okay. So, I mean, actually, I would wind up dealing... It would reduce my damage output by 1. So, right now, the Adjutant is blocking the Yeva, which is... which is currently profitable in favor of Yeva.
Mm-hmm.
The Prophet's getting through for 2, which means I'm not quite going to be able to finish.
I'm scared, but also interested.
So Yeah, so the thing's going to be able to untap. Is the
Got it.
problem.
Mhm.
Actually, maybe if I just punch through, I wind up getting. Yeah, that would just be the same amount of damage I was going to deal anyways. So, currently there's 2 getting through.
Mhm.
And so 3 in Ava. So let's see. Wait, how big is 3 right now? Wait, you did not infuse it?
You're asking if Threen is any bigger?
Yes.
No, it's just a 5/5.
Okay.
And your adjutant isn't infused, correct? So all
Nope.
she can do right now is make 3 indestructible.
Yep. Cannot tap for its +2/+2 ability. Only can do it if it's infused, and it is not infused, and I can't infuse it because infuse is a sorcery.
I think I'm just going to have the profit deal 2.
Okay.
The Yeva eats the adjutant.
Yep. I will, in response, sacrifice it to make it indestructible. This will lose a counter. So Threen is now indestructible.
Okay. 3 was blocking and eating the excavator.
Yep.
So that happens. Okay, profit gets through unblocked.
Yep, so I'll take 2, go to 9.
Mm-hmm. And then post combat, not quite gonna get there, but I'm gonna pay 5 into a hurricane.
Bring the
Okay.
winds. All right. So 5 damage to everything that's flying?
Everything with flying in each player.
Each player. So you all take 5, I take 5. So I'll go to 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's all I can do.
All right.
All right.
Will that be the end of your turns, Wayfarers?
That will be. So
Yeah.
Primeval will come back in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will untap Tone. These will slowly untap. I will create a new essence. Clone me another. Now I have 4. 4 untapped essences. And we'll start off this turn with a bang. Because I like some really good cards in my hand. 4 there. So let's go ahead and do. Yeah, I'm gonna cast my free spells. Starting to be Orc Adjutant and Negative Reinforcement, and this is a new card. So I get another Orc Adjutant, which you've seen before. But Negative Reinforcement is 1 and a white and a black. For create a 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying, and then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control. And then each Wayfarer draws a card unless this spell was infused. I'm not going to infuse it, so you can go ahead and draw a card.
Okay.
But I'll make my Inkling token.
Hmm.
Where are you? Where are you, Inkling token? That's a spirit. Treasure. There it is. Aha. So I'll go ahead and create that. Not have that treasure in my hand for some reason. And then everybody. Now this is the one that gives everybody counters. This is probably what I was confusing it with. So everybody will get counters. Including the guy that I just cast this turn, and the Inkling. All right, zoom back into that. We'll make sure that excavation goes off at the end of turn. Remember, you still have that curative. It allows you to gain life or make a creature indestructible or pull a card back from your graveyard on top of your library. So that is available to you for 2 mana to sack it.
Yeah, you could put the hurricane there.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart. It's the hurricane. Okay, so let's see. Primeval's there. You've got EC back as a 6/6.
Yes, she's a 6/6.
All right. Big ol' serpent. Sure. No, we're gonna infuse Tone again this turn. So we're gonna tap 3. Tone's gonna get infused. He'll go up to a 7/7. I will go ahead and enter combat. And actually, this might be a good idea here too. I'm gonna have 3 in attack. J-Ro for 6. And then Tone is going to attack and kill EC again. And untap Yiva and kill Yiva.
Okay. I'm trying to think here. Hold on.
And those lands don't untap, so they will 90-degree tap.
All right, so who's blocking Tone?
Tone is untapping EC and Yiva and making them block.
Yeah. I can't do anything about that right yet.
And I think most people are creative in one way or the other.
Okay.
A lot of people feel like they have a book in them, or they have a song in them, or they have a
All right.
TV show in them.
So yeah, that happens. And then
Talk about that all you want,
yeah,
but until it is actually reality.
Who is Threen going after?
Green is going after J-Ro for 6.
Okay.
All right.
You can block for each other.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm gonna. Are you sure?
It's got trample. I'd rather keep your thing out.
I mean, I get him back on the end of next turn, but all right. I hear you.
I mean, yes, and I can
I got
use
you. I
Hurricane
got you.
to. Yeah, I can use Hurricane to take him out. So I guess you can block with it if you want.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and save you 3 life.
Okay.
It's getting wild. It's getting wild in here. Might have to summon a hurricane again. Yep.
Rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah. Okay. So that definitely happens. Kills those. EC's dead, right?
You know, I mean, when I was younger, I don't know
Yep.
how many songs.
So your board is gone,
never
essentially.
quite finished and never finished recording or never even started recording.
Yeah. I'm down to 1 mana left. So I think I will be done. That's it for my turn. So I'll go ahead and draw some cards. I did good.
And then put it out.
Mm-hmm.
Slowed you down.
Put crap out into the
So I'm gonna untap,
Yeah.
upkeep. I'm going to. Oh, sorry, you do your mill thing.
Otherwise, you're just holding on to it.
Oh, you wanna pay for the curative, huh? So somebody could pay to activate it. That is not the person who's using to cast a hurricane.
You need to finish.
Yep. I would just need to pay
Oh,
2,
I can't.
right?
I can't pay it.
No, you can. It's just that other
Yeah.
Wayfarers can help pay for it. So
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Well, I got 2 free mana, so.
I understand. I don't need the 2 mana.
Okay. All right.
All right, so you will crack it. So who is getting what abilities? So you each choose 1.
So I want to put a card from my graveyard on top of my library, and that's going to be the Hurricane.
I think I'll probably actually do the same.
Well, no,
And-
it's so the other person has to pick the other abilities.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just gain 5 life.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
cliche of art is not finished,
All right,
but finished.
that goes back to the spells deck.
Always
Oh, right, and I have to mill one, so you each take another one, by the way. Shadewing Laureate was the card that went to my graveyard.
because
Good.
All right.
otherwise you're just
So this was in my upkeep, so I'm going to draw the card that I put there.
you get
Return.
better by doing it, finishing it, learning from that
And I put
process,
out a land.
moving on to
I'm gonna die to Hurricane, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to Hurricane for 4.
All right.
I'm dead. Now,
4.
now killing me doesn't remove the trio from the yard, so
Oh, I thought it did.
no, it
Okay.
doesn't. Those things don't go away. It just advances the scene.
Okay.
So reinforcement counters go away.
All right.
Something happened when that scene ends.
Yeah, so it just says when there are no reinforcement counters ready in the next scene. So they're still there.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead, because they're still here, I'm going to go ahead and Spitting Image. I now have a tone.
All right, sure. A copy. So infusing lasts until my turn, but copies are never infused.
That's fine.
But it still has. Is that the one that has the first strike and death touch?
Absolutely.
Nice.
So that's definitely a good thing to copy.
And a good thing to pump.
3/3?
Yeah. 3/3 base.
All right.
First strike and death touch is all you really need to care about. Yeah. So.
I could imagine playing against a deck that had more wraths would be pretty nasty too for against that deck.
Oh, no, Mephis is actually, you can pick the same one twice. So if you wanted to get a card from your graveyard, you can instead of 5 life.
That's fine. We're already past it.
All right.
I've already drawn my card and we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and play a land. And put a +1/+1 counter on my tone.
No, Mephis says the copies are infused, so I guess it's a 6/6 with first strike, death touch, and provoke until my turn.
It's a 7/7 with first strike. Death
until
touch,
my
and
turn.
provoke.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a 7/7 with first strike, death touch. And provoke. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, infuse always goes away on my turn, so it'll go back to normal. But I'm sure you're probably gonna get some use out of it because infusion also copies its haste, so it has haste.
Yeah.
Just letting you know, it has haste. But I do have the Auric Adjutant on the board, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out is if there's any way we can take care of that.
Oh, Hurricane killed the Inkling. That's what I was trying to figure out. Thank you, Mephis. Yeah, because that is flying. Good to know. All right.
So it has haste. Are we going into combat?
Alright,
Whether or not
so,
you actually attack with anything.
I'm thinking because I can untap Auric and Tone and force him to block, but then he's just going to sacrifice the adjutant and give them both indestructible.
Correct.
So then at that point, my Tone does nothing.
And then I get to do stuff with Tone again. Yeah.
Well, I mean, my Tone makes you get rid of the adjutant.
Right.
That's about it.
Unless you get rid of the adjutant somehow, yeah.
Well, Tone can provoke the adjutant or no?
Yeah.
He could,
but I could
provoke
just
the
sack
adjutant.
it.
Yep.
Correct, but that gets the adjutant off the board.
True.
True, it does.
What with you still owning a Tone, which he won't want to provoke because that'll just trade him.
Right, because I can't block. So if you don't provoke the other two, they can't block, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I like that line of thought, so I think I'm going to go ahead to
because it's a May.
combat.
It's not a guaranteed.
And I will swing with Tone.
And make the adjutant block.
I will give him I will give Tone +1/+1 counter, and I will force the adjutant to block.
Can you pay 2 mana for that? Because that is ward 2.
I can pay 2 mana for that.
All right, cool. So after you do that, I will go ahead and sacrifice it to get that indestructible.
All right.
So that happens. And that was the only attack for that turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then y'all are done, I take it? It's my turn?
Yeah, I'm going to Rampant Growth
Sure.
and Primeval, and then counter to put a +1/+1 on Primeval.
Can
doing
you?
all that on my second main.
What's the question?
The Primeval comes back.
Oh, no, yeah,
end,
you're right. So it's going to go on Tone.
Yeah.
Counter goes, yeah.
Goes on Tone.
Yeah. And then you get the Primeval.
Yep, and then I get the Primeval.
Cool. Right, because the beginning of combat is where you get the counter, and then at the end of the turn, if you don't have one, you make the Primeval.
Right.
I do like how we have to pay. I do like how we have to pay really close attention to Tone because we got to watch your Tone.
I didn't orchestrate it that way, but I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah, if only he was Prismari,
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the last scene because you're on the final scene. You made it.
Yeah.
But can you beat it? Is the question.
I'm not sure with Tone out.
Tone is a little bit of a trouble, yeah. But that is entirely what he was built for. He was built to be a troublemaker. I wanted something in the third scene if the opponents were just getting way too strong to start cleaning up their board, and it is doing its job beautifully.
It knocked me down like 7 pegs.
Yeah. All right, so it's my turn now? All right, so I'll go ahead and reveal the last one, pressed into service. So after you've defeated the most of the ambush, because some of the orc are still here, they followed you. But after the ambush, you come across a dig site near Strixhaven. So a dragon won't let you pass unless you help, which is, of course, Velomachus here at the dig site wanting to look for a specific shiny trinket. And so being pressed into service, when this scene opens, you get an emblem called Velomachus's Relic Hoard. So I will get it, not you. Because whenever I say you, it mean me. I get this emblem. It starts with, if I'm correct, counters on it, I think. No, you have to get counters onto it. Okay, yeah, at the beginning of the Wayfarer's upkeep, so at the beginning of your upkeep, if you don't control one, you will get a lore boar from outside the game under the battlefield under your control, so you're going to want to write down what it does, which is, I'll tell you in a minute, on another token. If you do, you lose 2 life for each time you did it beyond the first. So it has a commander tax of 2 life every time if it just keeps going away for some reason. So just want to let you know. Whenever an artifact card gets exiled from anywhere, graveyard, library, hand, wherever, put a relic counter on Velomachus's Relic Hoard. If you would draw a card, so if I would draw a card while a library has no cards in it, I shuffle my graveyard back into my library, so mill win doesn't work this time around. And then when Velomachus's Relic Hoard has 2 relic counters on it for each Wayfarer, so for you 2 it would be 4, close the scene, and then when the scene closes, you win the game. So I was at 0, so I will start this back up to 35 life because that's what the adjust life says. Revived is 35. And Velomachus really wants his artifacts, but some Auric have chased you into his dig site. You're going to have to deal with that first before that happens. I have to put my hand back and get scene force cards, so give me just a moment here. Can't play with those anymore.
Oh man, I thought the boys went away.
No. They do not.
That seems a little confusing because you wind up getting some 3 cards and some 4 cards out at the same time.
Oh, are you talking about just like what the scene does?
Like if this were in paper, that would be really difficult to get because like the 2 creatures that are out right now are from the previous scene,
right? And
they would wind up getting mixed in.
Okay, yeah, I can put something on the previous scene to just kind of say like they stay around whenever they get like a reminder text at the end of that where it says like they continue into the next scene or what have you. So that way it's very clear from the get-go. Yeah, they stay here. So I will definitely look into that for that extra wording. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so we've got this horde here. You guys on your turn will get lore boars. When you get them, I'll let you know what they do. But Velomachus wants you to get some relics and put it on here so you guys can win and pass on to Strixhaven. I mean, if you do, he'll probably take care of the orc for you anyway, just by helping him out. So, but I've already drawn my cards that I'll be casting on next turn. This turn. So I will go ahead and cast them. In addition to what you have. So I think I'll just go ahead and start off by casting Relic Sloth. And
right, big boy.
Another Relic Sloth.
Big boy.
Yeah, 2 Relic Sloths. That seemed fine, right? And then these will untap to 45.
Okay, what are Relic Sloths?
Relic Sloths are 3 and a red for Vigilance Menace 4/4.
Okay.
They're here to just transport the artifacts away from the dig site. So I've got 2 of those.
Can I see tone again?
Yeah, sure. First strike, Death Touch, 3/3. So yeah, I'm not. It is not infused anymore. So yours is not infused anymore.
Right.
So you're just back to a 3/3. All right.
With first strike and Death Touch.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
With the basic abilities on it. All right, so if we're gonna go ahead and start into this round, I think I definitely want to do some more tone things. So we'll go ahead and infuse tone for 1 more attack here. Let's go into combat. I will. Man, if I provoke the other tone, they kill each other. I don't like that. But I also don't like
All-
Tone killing my stuff.
All the tone and then all the silence.
Yeah. But it doesn't have wards, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack, and let's see. All you have out, J-Ro, is the Prophet.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go. Yeah, I'm willing to throw my tone into that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my tone into your tone and the Primeval.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll first strike them both, and everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Tone did his thing on scene 3. It's fine. I'm cool. I've got these big Relic Sloths. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that was probably the best because he was dead next turn.
Right.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mill a card for my last step.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and mill another Lorehold Excavation. Take 1.
Okay.
All right.
And then it'll be your turn. So you all will untap. Then during your upkeep, you will get a Lore Boar. A Lore Boar is a vehicle. It's a 3 mana artifact vehicle that is a 0/4. And it has tap. Choose one. Activate this ability only if Lore Boar is a creature and only as a sorcery. Target player mills 3 cards. Exile target card from a graveyard. And if Lore Boar would leave the battlefield, put it outside the game instead. So that way it'll get brought back. So you don't have to write that part. That part's the trigger that I'll just remind you. So just write the abilities. Tap for mill 3 cards or exile a card from a graveyard only as a sorcery. Only if this is a creature.
Mill 3 or?
Yeah, choose one.
Ah, I see.
What's this crew?
Crew 3
Okay.
is the last ability. Crew 3.
Is its mana value 0?
Mana value is 3.
No, it's 3. Okay.
Alrighty. So yeah, so anytime it gets removed or it just leaves the battlefield, it gets just put outside the game, and then back during your upkeep, it gets put back inside the game, but then you lose 2 life for every time you've done it past the first time.
So, in whose graveyard is the artifact that GameGrounds had?
It got shuffled into the reward deck.
Item cards are shuffled back into the spoil.
Okay. Okay.
I don't
And
think
that
I
would
have
not
any...
trigger.
It
That
has
would
to
not
be
trigger the thing, right?
No, it has to be exiled.
Okay.
And that's speaking of Lore Boar. Does it removed outside of the game? I'm used to that being exile.
Mhm.
So is that something different at this point? Because
Yeah,
to me
put
that
out-
says if Lore Boar.
So when you go and exile it, it says if it would go anywhere, put it outside the game instead. This is new terminology for the game. That's
Okay,
using
got
kind
it.
of an
Fair.
older terminology.
Yep.
So that's a replacement effect.
Right.
So
we don't get that exile trigger with
yes, correct.
it. Fair.
So yeah,
All right.
you can't just go ham on exiling your Lore Boar and winning the game. Yeah, you'll have to get rid of artifacts from your own graveyard, or find other ways to do it, or just kill me is also a good way too.
Are there artifacts in your graveyard?
I don't think so. I do have artifacts in this scene. Don't worry. So you will be able to get rid of them.
Yeah, that would be why I would assume that you can mill.
Yeah.
But
I don't
think
have any
it should
artifacts
be
in my graveyard.
instant sorcery creature.
Nope. No artifacts in my graveyard yet.
Instant sorcery creature enchantment, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. So that was at their upkeep.
Yeah, that's at your upkeep. So take your turn as normal. You have that Lore Boar. You can't activate it yet because it would still have summoning sickness this turn, unless you have haste somehow.
Okay. How big is your 3?
3 is a 6/6.
6/6 currently?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's got 3 counters on him. Yeah, he had 2 from a long time ago, and he got an extra one when I used the Eloquent Elocution. I'm glad we got to scene 3 because I was really kind of fearing for my life there in scene 1 and 2. And I was like, man, I'm getting stomped. And the trio just never lets me down. Meophis says, technically, The loreboard can be wished back if you put it outside the game. Somehow, you can use a wish because
Nice.
wish says
That
put
way
a
you
card
don't
from your
lose
hand
the 2
outside the
life.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think I can take Threan down.
Okay.
Hold on. It has the ward is just pay 3 life.
Correct. We actually
Okay.
had it as ward 3 mana, but that was way too strong. That's why I updated the card for this, so that way you'd be like, yo, what?
Yeah, the problem is those other things are gonna start digging in pretty deep soon.
don't worry about those other things.
Okay.
I love it.
For one more
Alright.
turn.
I
At least for
love
one
when
more
people
turn.
say
Don't worry
that.
about those
Don't
other
worry about that.
Okay. I'm gonna start off putting out a Tranquil Grove, triggering the Prophet.
things. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna play a land per turn, and I'm just gonna do something very innocuous. I'm just gonna cultivate.
That's super innocuous.
I'm going to give the Prophet a Mortal's Resolve, +1/+1 and Indestructible, and also triggering Prowess.
Okay.
So currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to give it Warbriar Blessing.
Uh-huh.
So it's currently a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 power and 7, 8, and 9 toughness. I will pay 3 life to have it target Threen.
Okay. So you're doing the fight?
Yep.
Okay. So how big is it fighting 3?
6, 9.
Jeez. Oh, nice. It's dead.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've got 4/4s left. That was you got the Auric are gone. You took care of them yourself. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Velomachus is he's very impressed. He's like, wow, he's beating up these people in my dig site. What the hell? All right.
And with 1 punch, too.
Yeah.
One punch.
That was how the deck was designed.
Oh boy. Okay. That's all I'm gonna do for my turn.
Oh, that is?
Yep.
Huh. Did
Here,
you want me to swing with
I'm gonna Discord you something, Coach.
Okay. Do you want me to
Oh.
swing with the Prophet?
I mean, you could talk openly. I mean, I'm full on information is totally fine because I only play based on what my information is on my turn. So
That just feels so awkward to me. I'm not gonna
it's a
metagame.
cooperative
It's fine.
game. You're supposed to work together.
So I got an Elder Deep Fiend that's flashing in next turn. So it staves us off for one more turn.
So I guess the question is, do you want me to swing with the Prophet or not?
Your Prophet, can he get in and get through him?
He can double block and take 1 out, and I would just get him back.
Then yeah, I think that's the right thing to do.
But if you're going to tap him down anyways,
Yeah, correct.
is there? Well, I guess you could tap down new things that come out.
Well, I can tap up to 4, so...
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I guess the question is, so do you want me to take 1 out on my own?
If you can take 1 out, I say let's do it because your life's getting low, and I sadly have no way to make you gain life.
Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be able to block anyways because they both have menace, right?
Correct.
Yeah, they both
So-
have menace.
I might as well punch through whatever damage I can.
Yep.
So 6 power coming.
Oof. All right. 6 power coming my way. Hold on a sec. Doing something fun. Putting a nice little image there on that should have been there the entire time during the stream. Yeah, so 6 coming my way. Because it's nice to have something in the 3rd slot. Just from the Prophet. Man, the Prophet is so big. Like I did not expect that. Like I didn't expect a green deck to get a huge prowess mage, but all right. This is why we built Wayfarer, for you to put together combos and stuff. That's cool. So
That's why I selected that one.
I'm gonna double block.
Okay, so it'll take out one. It doesn't really matter which.
Yeah.
It'll die, but at end step, I'll get it back without the +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
All
So
right.
if you're good to pass, then I will put the profit back.
I'm good to pass, and Primeval comes back as well.
Ah, big scary boy. I like the thing you drew on his foil. That's pretty cool.
These are actually custom dry erase tokens by Listener Elf.
Oh, nice.
They have my emblem on them.
Oh, wow.
I'm really fond of them.
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Might have to look
Didn't
into
know you
that.
had an emblem.
All right. So it being my turn, these lands will untap. These essences will not untap. They will untap a little bit more. Move them down. You know what? I should probably just change the state up here. Yeah. That makes that easier. Okay, cool. Yeah, just kind of move them up the line. That makes it better. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't particularly matter which one's which, so yeah.
Right. I'll go ahead and get another one though, because that keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 5. I've got spells in my hand, so let's have some fun. You guys are
Fun,
so,
he says.
yeah, let's have some fun. So I'm gonna go ahead. My first thing that I'm gonna cast for free is do I want to do that? I kind of want to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Draconic Intervention, and we're also gonna cast Wandering Archaic.
Oh no. Okay, so what is that whenever an opponent
Okay,
casts?
so Draconic Intervention is as you cast the spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. It deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana value.
Right.
If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. Exile Draconic Intervention. So Velomachus is a bit mad, and he decided to wipe the board.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. It exiles it, right?
Yeah.
What if you used your Primeval to crew the Lorebore?
Well, exile replaces
it has
it
the
to
replacement effect.
yeah, replaces it to put outside the game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you would lose 2 life? Okay.
Yep.
Well, no, you would lose 2 life because it would come back next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and exile an instant or sorcery from my graveyard. I'm gonna go ahead and look through that real quick. My little
It's going to
browser
be
here.
at least 5, I think, because you have the thing that made it 4/4 were 5 drops.
Right.
I believe so. Hey, Dune Sparrow, thanks for the follow. Should probably put.
So you're gonna exile all creatures, right?
Well, I mean, I have to figure out. So which spell were you talking about? I've got at least a 5. Yeah, I've got like a fractal summoning here. I think that's the biggest spell I have.
The thing that made the 4/4 elementals was a 5 drop.
I think I actually have a bigger spell than that, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I have Explosive Welcome, which is 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything's going to take 8.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this also affects mine. But I'm making this card resolve first, so Wandering Archaic is the last thing. Because they're all cast, so just to determine which one resolves first. So, yeah. So I'm going to exile that. That goes into my exile zone. Everything takes 8 and dies. And gets exiled. Goodbye, Relic Sloth. I should have attacked first, but that's fine. The way I have to cast these spells for free or I don't, so I have to cast them on my beginning of my main phase. Dune Sparrow, yeah. So we're playing this on Spell Table. Normally we would play paper and I'd have all the cards printed out, but I'm using the Tabletop Simulator mod for Wayfarer to allow me to look at all the cards and things and display them to my Spell Table opponents, so that way they can see what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, so my everything else should be dead except for Wandering Archaic. Is my last spell that I have out, which is Wandering Archaic is a 5 generic mana creature for a 4/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you pay 2. If you don't pay 2, I can copy that spell. So it makes all your instant and sorceries a little bit more expansive. Or else I just get a bonus. Which I mean, like, you know, giving me a bonus of plus +1/+1 or +2/2 is like I'm pretty sure you'd be fine with that, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And the other card in my hand is way too expensive, and I can't cast it this turn, so I will not be able to cast that.
All right.
So, that being the case, I will go ahead and mill for the end of my turn. That puts into the graveyard a Protectorite Spellbomb. It's an artifact. 3 and 2 red. Tap and sacrifice Protectorite Spellbomb. If it is infused, whenever I'm dealt damage this turn, deal that much damage to any target, so hit you back.
Okay.
And then if it's sacrificed or milled, which I think it is right now, for each Wayfarer, deal 7 damage divided among each attacking or tapped creatures they control, which you don't have any, so it does nothing.
Okay. Cool. Can I see Lorebore one more time?
Absolutely.
I need to see that second line. Exile target card from a graveyard. Okay,
Correct.
cool.
Yep.
Sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and flash in my Elder Deep Fiend.
Oh, snap.
Tap down your Wandering Archaic.
Yeah, that's... Is that freeze or is that just tap?
Just tap.
Okay.
It's actually up to 4 target permanents. So I'm going to go ahead and tap him and 3 of your lands.
Ooh. This is why we made Essence, so you can tap it.
And then I'm going to crew my Lorebore and exile that artifact.
Can that only be done as a sorcery?
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Can only be done as a sorcery.
Darn.
Mm-hmm.
I got
It's
so
still
excited.
a good play.
Yep, it says
Got
activate
so
it
excited.
only if it's a creature and only if it's a sorcery. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Darn. All right, never mind. Not doing that second half.
Not till your turn, anyway.
Yep.
It's okay, and I have a treetop village, so I can crew my Lorebore and take care of that.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay.
Cool. Work together. Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
Memphis
also
crew
hidden
doesn't-
creatures.
Isn't affected by summoning sickness.
Sure. All right, so...
Right, but the triggered or the activated ability is.
Yep.
Okay. But,
Oh yeah, and that creature didn't. Yep. Came out just last turn.
well, that means I'm done for the turn, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my cards.
All right.
Pass to you.
Untap, upkeep, and draw.
Alright, so I will pay 2 to animate the treetop, and then use the treetop to crew the Lorebore, and use the Lorebore to exile an artifact from the graveyard.
All right, so that'll be the
Yep.
Protectorate Spellbomb, because that's the only one I got.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that will put a counter onto the Relic Horde. Getting there. You need 3 more counters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep,
and
2 Relic
then-
counters for each Wayfarer.
We'll put out an Elvish Mystic.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gonna tap 7 for a Malimo Maro Sorcerer.
Oh, no.
Its
Malimo?
toughness. Yeah, Malimo is power and toughness is equal to the number of lands I control, and he has trample. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a 13-13 boyo.
See, me destroying your lands back to 4 didn't harm you that much.
No, you're right. Not at the moment. I've been able to come back.
Yeah, drawing cards helps, doesn't it?
Yep.
And playing lands from the graveyard, and
True. Ramanai Excavator did do that work.
Mhm.
All right, so this is going to affect whether or not I use this ability.
Mhm.
If I let you copy a Kodama's Reach, do you get more essence?
Kodama's Reach? No, I have to search for lands. My lands are just created every turn.
Yep. Okay, cool. Then I got to think if that's what I want to do.
Yeah, so it's at the beginning of my turn, I create an essence.
Fair. Actually, you know what? I think I just want to flood the board right now.
Mhm.
So then we're going to go ahead and 3, 4, 5, 6. Also bring back that Shipbreaker Kraken.
So it's entirely possible we could add lands to the scene decks, but we just don't put any right now. So
No,
may
that's
happen in
fine.
the future, in future releases.
Mm-hmm.
So what you guys play? The Shipbreaker Kraken?
Shipbreaker Kraken, Malimo, and Elder Deep Fiend are on the
You have
field.
big things. I just wiped the board and you have big things.
The deck does big things.
Sure.
I like the deck that does big things.
That is entirely fine.
So we're going to combat?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to combat now.
Okay.
Don't have a blocker.
Elder Deep Fiend coming in for 5.
5 for Elder Deep Fiend. What are we doing, J-Ro?
Nothing. Just 5.
Okay, just 5. I will go down to 30. Sounds good.
And then that's gonna be it for myself.
Alright, so I'll get my profit back. You get your...
I'll get Primeval.
Nice. Okay, my turn. I will go ahead and untap the Wandering Archaic and all my Essence lands and get another one.
That's scary.
9. I can
You're
infuse
starting-
3 times.
Yeah, you're starting to get a lot of those.
Yeah. Okay, so for my free cards this turn, I'm gonna cast Bronze Guardian and Anima Spellbomb. So
Okay.
Bronze Guardian is a 4 and a white artifact creature golem, double strike, ward 2. Other artifacts I control have ward 2. Bronze Guardian's power is equal to the number of artifacts I control. So currently right now it is only a 2/5 because I have another artifact creature here called Anima Spellbomb. Artifact creature construct 5/7. Tap. For each Wayfarer, choose a creature you control, and then that creature deals damage equal to its mana value to that Wayfarer or to target creature that Wayfarer controls. So we actually we changed that so that it doesn't deal damage to the Wayfarers, it only deals damage to creatures.
Okay,
So that's a different in an update. So it just deals damage to creatures.
A question.
Yeah.
Can that be cast by... can you cast that? I know you can cast it for free, like what you're doing, but ordinarily, would you be able to cast that?
No, this is why I'm going to almost always cast this for free.
That does seem weird, though. That there would be a card in the deck that's uncastable off of your lands.
I do get treasures and things like that, so treasures wouldn't count either.
Treasures wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I like
it's
it.
entirely
It's a
meant to be
dangerous
cast for
thing.
free. So, yeah, it is a little weird. I admit. Then sacrifice it for that ability where my creatures punch your creatures basically, and then if it's sacrificed or milled, for each Wayfarer. Now granted, okay, yeah. If it's sacrificed or milled, for each Wayfarer, choose one artifact I control. Then they become creatures with power and toughness equal to their mana value until end of turn. So, like Bronze Guardian here would actually be a 5/5 instead of just being, its power equal to. Well, no, I guess the power equal to would change that back to what it's supposed to be. That's weird. All right. But yeah, so the main thing about this one is that when you sacrifice it, it deals damage. Choose a creature I control, and then that creature deals damage equal to its mana value to target creature that Wayfarers control. So I choose basically 2 creatures to punch 2 of your creatures.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I've got good old Wandering Archaic up here too, so I need to get these in order. There we go. All right. So yeah, we've got that 5/7. We've got the Bronze Guardian. I'm gonna go ahead and this is supposed to be. I'm gonna have to check on that. I'm gonna go ahead and infuse the Anima Spellbomb because I kind of want to attack with that this turn. So that'll go ahead and do that, and then I will. Man, you have so many big things. So what's on your side, J-Ro?
I have a 1/1 and a 1/2.
A 1/1 and a 1/2.
And 3 mana untapped.
Right, but you guys can block for each other, so I'm not even sure if I want to infuse. No, I'm not gonna even infuse. I'm just gonna leave that there. Yeah. Because Anima Spellbomb's ability is not gonna really help me out that much either. I'd rather use it as a blocker. So now that I said that, I'm gonna cast my last spell in my hand anyway. So I'll go ahead and tap for 2 mana of any color. I'm gonna cast another Lorehold Excavation.
Fun.
So we're gonna do that twice now. Gets more things in my graveyard.
Okay. All right. So So that'll enter the battlefield.
Yep.
Okay. So then,
If
once it has entered the battlefield, there should be a passive priority before you get to the end, right?
Yeah, but
Like in the face.
Yeah.
Because I can in Tranquil Grove to blow up all other enchantments. I can't take 2 a turn. I'm only at 5.
hold on. Yeah, you're right, but I think he's dead next turn. If we kill you, do we win?
Yeah.
Because I can Kraken, monstrous Kraken, tap everything down, pay for the ward,
Mhm.
and I'm hitting for
A million.
10, 24, 29, 34 at least.
Okay.
But that still doesn't he can still just blow up the enchantments though.
True, yeah,
Yeah.
you could actually, now that I think about it, because the only thing I'm losing is retreat to Kazandu.
It's like still want to do it.
Yeah.
I can
I'll blow up the
sense that.
enchantments.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, low roll excavations, they're gone.
Yep.
Sure.
Granted, there is also the chance that you could mill an artifact and we could just...
Yeah, I was gonna mill
Ruin.
2 things, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, going. It's however you want to complete it is entirely up to you. We wanted to make it so that the story mode, the method, wasn't always, like you're forced into it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What I'll do then for just for like our knowledge sake is what I can do if you're going to do like the majority of the damage that way is I can always crew mill 3 and then we can know what would have been on top.
We can, I mean, if you want to hold it out, we can try to hold out and get the puzzle.
No, I do want you to smash through.
Okay.
I'm also
no,
I'm
I want
curious.
you to punch his face.
Yes, I'm curious as to what would have been milled, which is why I can mill anyways.
Gotcha. Okay,
Right.
fair.
Yeah, you can mill my deck too. Yep.
Yeah.
That is the thing you can do.
All right, anything else?
No, I think that'll be it. So I'll go ahead and draw my cards.
All right.
Oh, finally I drew something cool. Now I can't play it, because I'm gonna die.
Upkeep, draw. All right, and then as I said, I'm going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Monstrous, the Shipbreaker Kraken, giving it 4 +1/+1 counters. And then I have to pay twice for ward, because I'm going to tap down your 2 artifact creatures. So that's ward 2, and then the Wandering Archaic.
Yep.
I'm gonna pay 2 to animate the treetop village and mill 3.
All right, so the top 3 cards are going to be Sunflare Spellbomb,
That's an artifact.
Illuminate History, and another Sunflare Spellbomb. So that one is
here's the thing.
yeah.
We now have 3 artifacts in the graveyard. So, and his things are tapped down for good. Unless he gets rid of my Kraken. Still want to just punch through and steamroll this enemy that's in front of us, or do you want to try to beat the puzzle? Or do we only have 2 yet?
I think it's
Well,
only
We only
2.
have 2 yet.
Yeah.
So we can get 3 instead of, we only have 1, we can only get 2 more
You'd be 1 off,
than
yeah.
at this point. We'd be 1 off still.
Um,
Win while we got it.
Well, here's the problem. Your stuff is gonna get tapped, right?
When I attack, yeah.
Well, from Sunflare, because
Well,
they were just milled.
Oh, right. When it's milled, for each Wayfarer, tap up to 2 target permanents. All right, because you milled them. Great job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So I'm going to tap down your creatures. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll get 1 turn.
I'm going to tap down all your creatures.
All right,
GameGrounds.
which ones are you targeting?
Everything. All your creatures.
All right, you're targeting all 4?
Yeah.
All right, on your second target, I'm going to use one of them, it doesn't matter which one, to crew the lore bore.
It's a sorcery.
Yeah, but I can crew at instant speed.
Oh, you can crew. Yeah, you can crew at instant speed. You're right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use one of those to crew, and then after all that's resolved, I'm going to exile one of those spell bombs.
Sure.
Yeah.
You will get a second counter. Yeah, I forgot that they... I keep forgetting that they actually do a thing on mill.
Oh, dang. Okay, so that changes things.
So
Yeah,
you're tapping So I'm gonna float 2 mana, I guess.
None of your stuff, yeah. I'm not tapping none of your stuff, J-Ro.
It's for each, I think.
Is it for each
Twice,
Wayfarer?
so...
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Yeva.
Yeva's not out.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then, yeah, your 2 creatures and 2 of your lands.
And I'm gonna float 2.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
And use the 2 that are floating to put out a Paradise Druid.
Sounds good.
Well, I was not expecting that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't think it changes that much.
We recently put the spell bombs changes into the deck, so I haven't played with it as much. So, yeah, I'm just as amazed as you that I can do it for each Wayfarer. So that's pretty cool.
It doesn't stick them the way that yours are stuck, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I guess
monsters
that,
means they never untap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Alright, so going through combat. Look at the top. Okay. And then... that'll be it.
You're good?
Yep.
End of turn.
I've
All
given
right.
my counter.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
I will get another. We'll go up to 10 essence. All right, then.
Uh-huh.
So... yeah, my 2 free spells I'm going to cast this turn are Angel of the Ruins and Life Rage Spellbomb. Angel of the Ruins enters the battlefield, exiling up to 2 artifacts and/or enchantments.
Wait,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Up
not
to.
a way, and I think you have to get your own.
It says up to. So
Okay.
up to meaning I can choose a number.
Alright.
And then,
I assume
Life-
the number is 0.
yeah, well, yeah, because there's nothing else out, right? Yeah, because you got the lore boars. Well, I can get rid of the lore boars, so you have to pay life. So I think I'll do that. Both your
That
lore
was-
boars go away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you'll have to pay life next turn to put them out. Life Rage Spellbomb, 2 green, artifact for tap, sacrifice it. If it is infused, creatures you control get +2/+2 and have vigilance and trample until end of turn. And then when it's sacrificed or milled, for each Wayfarer, I get to create a 3/3 green beast creature token. So I get 2 beasts.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they'll get stronger if this is infused, sort of for haste or whatever. But yeah, so I've got an angel now. That means it also has ward 2. Bronze Guardian is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. And
All right,
then
I'm so sorry to do this, but I need to take a step away.
Sure.
For 2 seconds. I'm home alone. My door just swung shut, and I'm hearing noises out in my house.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Apologies for the that totally unexpected. So we'll hope that everything is okay with GameGrounds at the moment. But yeah, we're actually really close to the end of this scene here. We got 2 more relic counters needing to happen here to finish that, or I just take a bunch of damage and die. Oh, he's back.
All right, apparently
okay.
it's just the creepiest AC activation that I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, because I was afraid that I was going to be host to
Wait.
some really crazy stuff.
Not gonna lie, I mean, I that's never happened before when my AC kicked on, but yeah, no, it was. I don't know if you saw me at some point. I just went like this because I just watched my door go, and I was like, "That's not normal."
Yeah.
Wait, isn't AC your commander? Does your commander have activated abilities?
Oh no, it's gotten
Wow.
too real.
Man.
Okay. So now that I'm glad that you're safe, I'm gonna go ahead and play another
Thanks.
Lorehold Excavation
Yep.
Okay.
to make J-Ro unsafe again. But it's getting really dicey for me. Well, you guys have to. Your creatures don't have haste, so I can just go ahead and make beasts whenever I need to. My creatures don't
Okay.
untap. Angel of the Ruins can be infused, which means I can kill J-Ro.
Hmm?
Yeah, let's go and do that. I want to kill J-Ro.
What?
I'm gonna infuse the Angel of the Ruins. It gets haste,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna kill J-Ro with it. Unless you can block flying.
Nope.
I'm not a fan.
Okay. So what happens with so this is actually a good time to explain what happens with downed rules. So in Wayfarer, players aren't actually removed from the game. So J-Ro is actually what we call downed, and if there was another scene and you progress to it, he would come back. And there's rules that would happen that where he would have less life. And I think there's also like something to do with like you shuffle your graveyard and stuff into your library, and you'll get a new 7 and stuff like that. Basically, you'll start the game over, but with less life. Yeah, but you'll be brought back into the game. But we're on scene 4, so he doesn't get to come back, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. So it's all up to you, GameGrounds.
I guess one interesting thing, I guess, because this is multiplayer.
Sure.
It'd be interesting to put in something. This functions in D&D as well. Like if you basically have a 3-turn window. If somebody is able to gain you life, you can come back into the game. But you come back in with your board state as it was.
Right. That's something we could definitely look into, especially
Some
for
kind of like a res spell.
Yeah, for something that maybe because I mean, yeah, when you get to scene 4, it can be a little disheartening to lose right at the very end. So it's definitely something we'll look into for sure.
That and it sort of allows the white mage to act like a white mage.
True, that's true. Yeah, but I'm actually done, so it'll be your turn. Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and untap.
Yep. I'll draw my 3 cards at the end of turn.
Yeah, that does mean all your creatures are tapped too, right?
Yeah, everything's tapped. The only way I can make creatures now is to get 3/3 beasts.
Draw.
Which the Life Rage Spellbomb does.
If it's infused, I thought, right?
If it's infused, this is what gives my creatures Vigilance and Trample and +2/+2. So you get the Loreboar back, you lose 2 life, right? You did that already?
I never lost my Loreboar.
I exiled them both with Relic.
Oh, shoot.
Angel of the Ruins, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, maybe I'm not... Can I see the Spellbomb again real quick?
I missed that, yep.
So you can tap to sack it, and when it's sacked, the thing happens. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, only if it's infused will you get the bonus of +2/+2 and Vigilance and Trample.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, sacrificing it will let you do the second ability, which is you get beast creature tokens.
Mm-hmm.
The layering on that is a little weird in terms of trying to pump the beast tokens.
Yeah, because the triggering will happen so that you'll get the beast token because this is part of the cost. And then the other effects should go off to get them +2/+2 and Vigilance and Trample, if I'm correct.
2, 3, 4, 5.
It would make a little bit more sense to say something like when Lightforge Spellbomb is put into a graveyard, if it was sacrificed or milled. Do this.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cast an Urban Evolution, and I'm
then the trigger happens when it goes to the graveyard.
Okay.
And then it checks to see how it died, and then you get your thing happening.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
Okay.
Thanks for the feedback.
I think that's the modern templating that they use now.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
Okay. So I just cast an Urban Evolution, and I paid the 2 extra so that you can't copy it.
Would it do anything?
He could still draw 3 cards.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I could draw cards. That's not a good thing.
Wait, how many? Could I see the thing that references how many counters need to be on the Billamacus thing?
Yep.
4.
Okay. When it has 2 relic counters for each Wayfarer, so you need to have 4 total.
Yeah, so
there's
you're
only one
still
Wayfarer right
you're
now.
still in the game because you're downed.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't count as you being lost again.
Okay, so
right?
at this
like
point,
you're not
you can make 1 creature, right?
Yeah, I can make
Two.
2.
Oh, okay, you can make 2.
Yep.
Alright, so that's trample. You're obviously blocking the 10-10 that doesn't have trample, and I assume the 5-6 that doesn't have trample.
Yeah, if you could punch through with some damage, that would be cool. My stuff doesn't untap, so you know I only have like a couple of things. All right, I did do that mill. Ether cast spellbomb.
Oh boy, I'm just trying to count right now. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna try to go big here.
Do it. Pile that damage on. You got so close, and then the mill happened from J-Ro.
Yep. Alright, so we're gonna cast a Stump Squall, X equals 4.
What?
Stump Squall Hydra, when it enters the battlefield, distribute X+1 plus encounters among it and any number of commanders. So
wow.
it's just gonna go on it for now.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a 5/5.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pay 3 for a Swiftfoot Boots
Oh no.
and equip.
Oh yeah. All right.
Then I'm gonna go to combat, and I'm gonna give the thing with trample an additional counter. So my primeval is a 5/5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and move to combat,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna swing a 10-10, a 5/6, a 5/5, a 5/5, and a hold on. Malamo is bigger than before.
Yes. I'm gonna go and get my beast now,
4, 5, 6. Yep.
because I'm gonna need them.
7, 8, 9.
Apparently, all I have are elephants, but let's count them as beasts anyway, because they're basically the same thing. 'Cause they're gonna be gone here in a second. So.
Malamo is a 16-16.
Yeah.
So 16-16 with trample, 5/5 with trample, 10-10
Oh my God,
without
so-
trample, 5/6 without trample, and a 5/5 without trample.
Okay, so I'm gonna block my elephant with the 2 biggest things that don't have trample. That's
That's
the
a
best
5/6
answer.
and a 10-10.
Yeah. So I'm gonna block that, and then how much do I take?
All right, and then you're taking 16, 21, 26.
26 total. I'm down to 4.
Yeah,
All right, vengeance will be yours, I guess.
that's all I got.
Wow. All right. And that'll be the end of your turn.
Avenge me.
Pass turn. I'm trying so hard.
He's gonna do it. I don't think there's any way I can stop it. That infuse cost me some mana there, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start this turn and cast my stuff for free, which are Necrogen Spellbomb and Anima Spellbomb. So we've got another one out. Necromajesty, Spellbomb is 4 and 2 black for an artifact. For tap, sacrifice it. If it is infused, for each Wayfarer, return a creature card from their graveyard to the battlefield under your control. And when it's sacrificed or milled, for each Wayfarer, destroy target creature they control. So I get to basically kill your biggest thing and steal it if I infuse it, which I am definitely going to do now.
But it's not a thing about making it active.
So I'm going to go ahead and infuse that. And I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice it. So luckily, I don't get anything from J-Ro's board because it doesn't count.
Well,
he's
I mean, I'm
down.
down, but I also don't have any creatures in my graveyard.
That's true. But yeah, so I guess I'll just destroy your Elvish Mystic. Yeah.
That's also why I like the idea of there being a window, basically a revival window. Because then it would matter, or my board would matter for at least like a turn or two.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and destroy your Malimo.
Yep.
And then I will go ahead and get a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So the only one that I get back is your Mystic, right?
Are you talking to him?
To J-Ro, yeah.
Nothing of mine is in the graveyard.
Well,
no
Can't
creatures are in the
destroy
graveyard.
down Wayfarer's stuff.
If it's an accident,
Oh, you can't
Says
destroy down
Neophist.
Wayfarer stuff? Oh, okay. So never mind, J-Ro. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and kill Malimo and get it back then. So when it's sacrificed it,
All right.
when you sacrifice it, destroy the creature, and then because it's infused, that trigger will go off, I'll get it.
All right,
So does it
there's
need
your
to say
Malimo.
for each non-downed Wayfarer?
No, I just need to know better about downed rules because we very rarely come across it.
It's not a thing
Okay.
about making it
Yeah.
accurate.
Unfortunately. So
Now,
I have a 13.
I shouldn't tell you,
Feel right.
but there is a Stormtide Leviathan in my graveyard.
Oh, you shouldn't tell me. I mean, I already made the choice, so
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm
5,
very
6,
okay
7,
with
8,
that.
9.
Mulimo is yours.
All right, I'll have a 9/9. This actually makes it so this card works now too. So I'll have a 9/9 Malimo,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know how the best way I can represent that. I'll just make it as a face down card, I guess, and put the tokens on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, bring that over
But
here.
it's not a thing about making it accurate.
All right, so yep, I got that 9/9.
It's not about getting all the errors.
Yeah, I'll just I'll head into combat with this essence ever, and I'll attack you for 5 in the air.
I can't do anything with that, so I take 5.
All right.
Then trigger. Mill trigger.
Mm-hmm. You mill
Yeah,
for your
and then
lore
we'll go into end step, and we'll go ahead and mill a card for the end of turn. And it's a pillow drop rescuer.
All right. I lose a life.
Yep, and you lose life, and then I'll pass back over to you. I'll draw 2 cards.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
It
Alright,
says,
so-
Meophis says that when a Wayfarer gets downed, everything you control gets shuffled back into your library because we get you ready to start when you come back from your down state.
Oh, given that I can't come back from this down state, is it okay if I just leave it alone?
That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Reliquary.
That's the
into
reason
Soul
why I
Ring.
can't target your stuff because it's not there.
Good, then you leave it in.
Yeah.
Then 1,
You
2.
want those.
That also
4,
lends credence to the idea that it would be interesting
5.
to, if I shuffle all my permanents back and graveyard back,
7.
then if somebody gains me life, I should be able to come back into the game, but with a completely empty board.
Meteor Golem.
might not be
destroying my
helpful.
Mulimo.
Well, just destroying the stolen Malimo.
Just Stolen Malimo's dead?
Yep.
Mhm.
Stolen Malimo is dead.
Listening to J-Ro's suggestion there. Okay, Stolen Malimo is dead.
Sorry, I was in the tank and just kind of going through the motions. My bad.
It's okay.
You have 1 blocker.
I have 1 blocker. Can't make any more now.
Okay. So then give Meteor Golem haste.
Oh, man. Yep. I'm at 4. Yeah.
Move to combat. Put a counter. Face. So much face.
So much
All the
face.
face.
I block the biggest thing and I die a terrible death.
Ah,
You got it. You win
we
the
did
game.
it.
You got it.
Nice.
Good job.
Hey.
Yep. When the scene closes, the Wayfarers win the game. So you did it. Congratulations.
Ooh.
Hooray.
That was close.
Very close. Good job. Yeah, we'll definitely think about the down stuff. Yeah, because I mean, like, I think we want to make it so that, you know, when you get to scene 4, you can definitely come back in some sort of way. So we might either like do some rule there specifically about gaining life, because I do think the previous rule we already had it set up where if you just progress to the next scene is fine. But your suggestions are always welcome, so thank you for that. Yeah. So
I was just thinking about how cool that image would be of reviving the down player, but the down player having to like suddenly scramble into action, which makes sense because the player was just downed.
Right.
They should
They
be
have
in full-on scramble mode.
Well, yeah, and of course, you know, like the person who brought them back now has to basically start blocking for them while they get up, right? Yeah, that's a really good thing, and that also can go really well with the red emblem, with the courage emblem. So that one's very much designed to have you block things and protect other people with it. But yeah, so comments, questions, or any thoughts about what you guys played? Let me know.
Honestly, that was so much of a blast. Nothing but positives for me. At first, when we first started playing, I was getting worried because it felt like we were just breezing through and we were steamrolling. But the pivot that third act gives, and you saw how close it got at the end. So I really do think that the way it's designed, it's paced really well to where you have those first 2 turns of, hey, it's kind of like the first, you're slaying rats in the sewers. You feel big, you feel bad, you're going at it, you're leveling up, and you're just like, this is the best thing ever. We're totally the heroes of the story. And then you come up against your first real boss. And at that point, you have to fight tooth and nail. And I felt that. And that was really fun. To go from this, oh no, we totally have this, to, oh crap, I am panicking and thinking about literally every card I draw right now.
That's very good. That's exactly what we designed Wayfarer to do, is have that kind of experience where you run into those challenges and you have to kind of figure a way out of them. And I really can't wait for you to see what we've got in store for episode 2. We've got some really good stuff there that we're going to be putting out a little bit later after this. So, J-Ro, what's your thoughts on, because you played the earlier version. What do you think about the new version?
So I like that I like the different scenes to it and how they progress like that, and how I thought the pacing was solid. I do think it plays out a lot like Arch Enemy, but as long as somebody's okay with being the Arch Enemy, that's fine. I think not all playgroups are necessarily going to like that. For example, within the Skull Symbol, Brawl, or not Brawl, they do like Brawl too, but Horde is gaining popularity because it's a dummy deck, so it just does what it's supposed to do independently, and the players all work together.
Right.
So nobody has to be the bad guy.
Right.
Somebody's the flipper, but it doesn't feel like it's somebody against the table.
Okay. Yeah. So in response to that, it's entirely possible for somebody to manipulate the Scrivener deck without actually having a Scrivener. Because if you play basically as optimal as you can with the cards you're given, the Scrivener usually does things not at instant speed. If it's very rare that they even have an instant card. It's maybe like 1 or 2 cards they usually have in their scene decks. So I've already been able to play this many times solo, where I'm just operating the Scrivener deck and just operating on whatever information I have every turn. So it's entirely possible to do it Scrivener-less.
I can see it being possible. It would take some time, though, because it looks a lot more complicated and involved than my Horde decks, which are just, okay, flip things over, read the card, do what it does.
Sure. Yeah.
But with things like knowing what to infuse and when, that's the type of decision-making that the Horde doesn't do because it's a mindless deck.
Right. Yeah. And that's definitely something that will, come with time as people are playing as the Scrivener, or you're just getting used to the format in general. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, myself kind of talking about the antithesis to that, saying how I enjoy the Scrivener and that whole aspect of it, because I play D&D, and I'm kind of trying to approach it in that mindset of, this is D&D meets EDH. I play D&D mainly to role play. I still, to this day, I've been playing for 6 years. I still don't know how to build characters. Because the whole reason why I play is to role play.
Sure.
So I like the fact that, once you get a play group that's more comfortable with this, you can have the Scrivener tell a story and add their own flair to it, so that there can be that back and forth, that role play, those character interactions. So I really like that aspect of it, to where, you want that Scrivener there because the Scrivener is the DM. And I really like that.
Yeah, we encourage people to not play as competitively with the Scrivener. Like, you don't have to be as aggressive. Like, for example, I could have just not killed J-Ro. Like, that could have just been a thing that I could just pull my punches on, basically. And it's entirely up to the playgroup how they want to do that. And I actually thought killing J-Ro might give more insight into down rules. We could go over that a little bit more. And then, of course, you, GameGrounds, you decided to do a more revenge thing, which is great. It's a great story. So, and it's really up to the Scrivener how they want to have that tale play out, in addition to what the Wayfarers do, right? That's great. That's good feedback. That's really good. So I thank both of you for coming. Go ahead and let's start with GameGrounds. Where can we find you?
All right. You can find me at twitch.tv/thegamegrounds or at Twitter at groundsgame. Sadly, the GameGrounds was already taken. And I have a Discord that is simply the GameGrounds.
Awesome. Great. Super sweet. Okay, so J-Ro, where can we find you?
So you can find me on Twitter at coach_J_RO. I have a Twitch, which is twitch.tv/unsummoned which is pasted right there in gigantic words. Yeah. That was an awesome thing to get commissioned right at the beginning of my streaming career. And then I also have a Discord, which is the skull symbol.
Awesome. Great. Yes. And of course, I've been your host, Ashton. I'm the lead developer on Wayfarer. From everyone here at the Wayfarer Guild, we really appreciate everybody that's come to watch the stream thus far. And of course, we'll be doing another live stream soon. We've got a lot of people that are really interested in playing Wayfarer. So we got some big names. So hopefully you'll be back for another stream and we'll show everybody what Wayfarer is all about. But that's just going to be it for us today. So thanks everybody for watching and we'll see you later. All right, you guys are good to go. So thank you for coming and showing up to the stream today.
Absolutely.
Oh, of course. Anytime you need me, I'm down for this. This was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
I can't express that enough. This was
Yeah.
All right, and we are back. Yes, that's right. We're gonna have a end Q&A. So if you want to ask me any questions from the stream here, just go ahead and let me know. I can probably just turn that off now. Yeah, so let me know if anything that you want to know about Wayfarer thus far, any questions that you want me to have answered, and then we'll go ahead and just stop the stream for the night. But otherwise, thanks everybody for showing up to the stream and letting us entertain you with some Wayfarer. Really appreciate it. I know my stream looks kind of blurry, but I had to change the bit rate because it was doing some things to my stream upload. The change to the spell bomb. Yeah, so that zip file is going to be updated with episode 2. Or we're going to have an episode 2... Sorry, an episode 2 zip file, and we're going to update episode 1. Yeah, that's what's going to happen there. See if I can't up that bit rate a bit. But yeah, that's what's going to happen there. I had to change a bunch of stuff on viewing because it was a little bit hard. It was like I was having some real weird troubles with at the beginning there. But I'm glad I got those issues fixed. Hopefully that'll be fixed for next time because, God, that was crazy. But yeah, we'll be releasing episode 2 right after this. I still need to finish some tokens and stuff that have all the episode 2 in it. I wasn't able to finish that for the stream. I've been really busy this week doing double jobs plus Wayfarer development. We're trying to make it work. So hopefully, or not hopefully, but that second job is going to be going away here soon. So I won't have to worry about as too much work on my plate. But yeah. So thanks everybody for watching the stream. I will catch you later for some more Wayfarer. So thanks for coming along on this journey. Bye everybody.